Hey guys, I'm your host of Warren First 931, Kelly Walker Slaughter, and I have my fine co-host with me,
Melody Grimm.
Brian Carr.
And we are celebrating 1 year of Warren First 931. I cannot believe that on January the 5th, this dream that I thought was such a, this little podcast, this little hobby, how it has evolved into this massive media multi-marketing thing, right, Brian?
Yes, and Kelly, this is so exciting. 1 year. This is a celebration. This is a special edition. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you can, like and subscribe and share, because we're going to have a lot of folks. Yes, over there, join our text club.
Vanna fell off.
Yeah, there you go.
Join the text club. But this is going to be an exciting special show.
It is.
We're only going to do this, and hopefully we'll do this every year.
Yes.
And we just go bigger and better. So
Mhm.
congratulations, Kelly and
Thank
Melody,
you.
on a whole year
I
I cannot
on air.
believe when I started this, I literally did this by myself, and in a matter of a couple of weeks, Melody Grimm is like, "Hey, I look what you're doing. This is what I've always wanted to do,
Yes.
and this is my passion. Community is my thing." And I'm like, "Well, come on, I can take all the help I can get." And then we had Sheila and Melissa and Amanda, and people come and go, but they are still a part of Warren First. They have never left.
Right.
It's just,
And
people
Jenny,
have and Jenny, and again, everybody is doing their thing. They all have full-time jobs, but then when they decided to do this is all volunteer, and it has been such an amazing journey. But we have a widespread of guests coming on the show today. And first off, I'm just going to get it going right in,
let's
if
just
that's
go.
okay. But before I let Tom on, I'm going to say, currently in downtown McMinnville, we are at 42 degrees, guys. Cloudy
be warm today.
conditions. It is going to be warm today. Expected around 12 p.m. Wind gusts are up to 14 miles per hour. The high today is supposed to be 56 degrees. This is going to be the highest out of the entire week. And I want to say thanks again to Reddick Brown Ford for being our community weather sponsors. Don't forget that there is, though, a 50% chance of rain today. But by looking outside and smelling the weather, as my dad would do, he'd just go outside and look. He'd be like, "Nah, it ain't gonna rain today." So with that said, and then Saturday, there is a 90% chance of rain. Still, as far as snow goes, we did say that next Thursday we were supposed to get hit with snow, but now it's vanished. So
Saturday it's supposed to be a wintry mix.
Okay, a wintry mix on Saturday.
So
there you go.
Who knows? But I will say this: if you are going to come down and see us today at the chamber meeting room, please be careful on the sidewalk. It is still covered in ice. It is very slippery. We don't want anybody getting hurt. Scotty Keel, if you're watching this, come on down with a bag of salt.
Please come on down with a bag of salt, my brother. But with that said, let's start off the show right. Starting off is Tom Davis. He's running for the District 4 Congress.
Come on, Tom.
Come on in, Tom.
And then Kelly.
Yes.
Let's get in here, I guess.
Yeah,
For
you're
you,
in. Thank
happy
you.
birthday. And
Oh,
congratulations.
he got us flowers.
Yes.
I love it.
Yourself.
Yes. The right color, too.
Oh, they smell divine.
And you know what? He didn't get these on sale because they still look good, y'all. Don't wait till the he got me a card.
Now listen, Tom is an
that
officer and a
yeah,
gentleman.
Oh, I need to
That's
see
from
the
the-
card.
Yeah, from the campaign. And
Oh,
myself.
and Miss Dina or
Yeah,
Deanna.
Yep.
Oh, I know we are allies, my friend. Yes, we are. Me and Tom have known each other for how many years now?
Oh my gosh, quite a few.
We need to name that
Yeah,
number.
I was doing pretty
Yeah,
regularly
You
on
start
the.
calling that number out, we start
Yeah.
figuring out ages.
Yeah.
We were on the radio show when Tom moved down here.
Yes.
I don't know how long it's been because I know your daughters or your family was going to Covenant too at the same time.
Yes.
And the VFW needed to get information out about meetings, about memberships. Hey, we're still alive, we're still doing the
yes.
thing, whether the VFW is there or not, we're somewhere. And every Thursday, like clockwork, for 2-3 years, I feel like it was. He came on the show every Thursday with me and Duke Rice. Again, and that's how I met Tom and his beautiful wife, Cindy.
Yep.
And it's just been like that. And when I started this show, I was like, Tom, come on, because
Yeah.
he's like a fun uncle to me. Yes.
Spunkle.
So,
Funkle, you're a funkle.
Yeah,
Funkle.
and I do appreciate having on. And just for everyone who's, a little bit of introduction there, but I'm Tom Davis. And the reason for this is I am running for Congress, the U.S. House
Yep.
of Representatives. And that seat
He's
is,
getting way ahead of the game. For y'all trying to
I
figure out if this
am,
is an
yep.
election year,
yeah,
Tom-
if you're
Tom-
confused,
Tom
this
is-
is 26.
Yeah.
Tom is military and Tom likes to get things done.
Yes.
In
and that's,
order.
and that's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and kind of what we're not getting. And so a little of my background, almost 25 years in the Army. I worked law enforcement for a short period of time. And then I moved out here to Tennessee in 17.
Yep.
And currently I'm with the VFW. I'm the quartermaster there
Yeah.
still. And the VFW, even though that building out there has gone down.
Which was
Um,
ridiculous, but whatever.
we
All right.
are still very active. In fact, last night's meeting, I think, is one of the largest attendance wise
That's
that I've seen.
great.
You guys meet at Gondola, right?
We're meeting at Gondola.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And for any of you guys out there that are interested, vets, get after it. And organization, American Legion here in town is good also, which I'm a member of the Legion also.
Yeah.
But the VFW, if you qualify for those guys, join us. Come out the third Thursday of every month is when we meet at Gondola.
Okay.
And you can find us on Facebook for the VFW. But so that's currently what I'm doing now here in town,
Yeah.
community wise, active with things.
I love that.
And
Keep going. No,
all
you
right,
got
I'm
you
going.
got it. No.
Yeah. And so really it was about this. Well, it was really the beginning of 23
Yeah.
kind of started this journey. And VFW Post 5064 was in charge of our Memorial Day ceremony
That's
here.
right.
And for whatever reason, they offered me the opportunity and the honor to speak, to be the guest speaker, and I did. And
Which
so,
was a great speech, by the way. I was there for that one.
and kind of the long and the short of that is after that speech and that event, I was asked if I'd ever considered going into politics.
Yeah.
My answer then was no. I
Yeah.
was like, no, I ain't got time for
I
that.
remember we had that talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then about October of 23 is when I was like, all right, things really stacked up on me, and it's a calling.
Yeah.
And
Agree.
I think God put stuff in my path and said, look, dude, this is your mission.
For sure.
And so I said, all right, let's go. And so, and I learned a lot of lessons in that. And it is a Republican primary that I'm running in. And like I said, the seat is currently held by Congressman Scott Desjardins. And so I kind of, this is a very serious business. And I do take it very seriously, but you can't take all this stuff.
No.
You can't go. Yeah, it's just, don't make it weird.
You can't
But
take it too
yeah.
personal.
and so what I say is it's Republican on Republican violence. So-
Okay. There you go.
Get ready for it.
Yeah.
And that's so that's my background and kind of why I'm here. And then at the end of the primary, that I was obviously unsuccessful in that contest,
Yeah.
but I learned a lot of lessons, and then the calling is still there.
Right.
And we are at a point now where we have a chance, and to as a nation, and we've made that choice to get us back on track with President Trump, but he needs the supporting cast. And I'm not convinced with the history of our House of Representatives is my focus that support is necessarily going to be there, because he started his first term all three branches,
Yeah.
and without going back through all that,
Yeah.
that did not turn out well for
Well,
him or
the
us.
fights that have been breaking out in Congress, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
Oh, yeah.
unprofessional, childish behavior.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I don't remember who it was, but they got into an altercation because she said child, which was just an expression. She wasn't calling her a child, but she took it out. She said, "You want to take this outside?" Two of our Congress people, like, "You want to take it outside?" I'm like, "What is this, Maury Povich?" I mean, it's just, and it
Yeah.
keeps going
You're
like that.
nuts.
This is,
Yeah.
and that's a whole other
I
episode.
know.
But
Exactly.
it's gotten so unprofessional, and I don't know.
It's
I
something
hope
else.
things are going to change,
Yeah.
because I see this on the regular. This is not the first time a fight has broken out, a verbal altercation,
Mhm.
not like physical altercation, but verbal, where names are being called and
Bit of a
cuss
clown
words
show.
are being
Yeah.
said.
which takes me
Yeah.
into what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and my our catchphrase for the campaign, but it's a campaign of accountability. And so
I love this.
Yeah, we love
Yeah.
some, but so this is my thing, and basically you have to really take a look at why we are where we are,
Right.
and this goes back to that speech that I gave in 23. We are to blame. we the people.
Mhm.
And we don't like to see that. We like to blame, like, oh, these people in
Yeah.
Congress. Well, we keep sending them.
Yeah.
Our current representative has been there since 2010
Yep.
and is nothing spectacular. We'll talk a couple things, but for this, we the people, and it's a 4-week plan that we go through, and it's not. You don't have to be like completely, engrossed in it. You don't have to be
Like
glued
pick
to
something that's in
yeah,
there. Yeah.
and so, but it's you follow up on current events. Stay
That's a
in
big one.
a little bit, and that's all of it. Is just stay up on current events. You don't have to be all deep into the weeds.
Yeah.
But then just a couple hours each week of putting in, and then also calling your representative, and that's kind of today
stay
what
on
I've
top,
done
yeah.
to stay on top and let them know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And so, but that's what we do. And I called today, and we'll go out of order a little bit here. But so last week I was on,
Yeah.
and we talked about the Lake and Riley vote.
That's right.
Which, if you don't know what the Lake and Riley vote was about, this was dealing with illegal aliens and
Yeah.
getting them scooped up sooner and deported sooner. And
Well,
so,
you may need to explain who Lake and Riley is because.
He did on the last
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, did he? Okay,
So,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
so-
Just want to make sure.
Yeah,
He's
she was-
recapping.
yeah.
Yes.
So, and she was killed by an illegal alien
Right.
in Georgia.
Yeah.
And so that's what prompted this, that legislation. Well, our representative couldn't be bothered to show up to vote. So I called. And so, and
Yeah.
I'll follow up with, the cover I was given was the weather was bad, which, okay,
Oh.
fair enough. Yeah, it was kind of like, I was like, really? Okay. So what I did then, because you got to ask second, third order
Yes.
questions and then
Mhm.
look into it. So like, all right, I got the internet and looked up the weather for DC. It's like, okay, the 6th, and this was, I think they only had a 3-day week. So the 7th through the 9th,
Mhm.
those were the 2 days that there were votes on, which he missed both days. But 6th, weather was bad. 7th, 8th, and 9th, it was cloudy and cold, but nothing out of control. And so like, okay, I wasn't there, so maybe I don't know. So then I go and look at the total voting record, and this is gov.tracks is where I
Mhm.
looked this up at. Out of those votes, only 11 members total across the board failed to show up and do their job.
Wow.
So everybody else, and now just in Tennessee in particular,
Okay.
because let's apples to apples,
transparent, yeah.
fair. So there are 9 representatives from Tennessee in the House of Representatives. Of those 9, 8 of them made it to those votes,
And one
and
did show.
one didn't, and that one, again, our
Oh,
representative
wow.
here in Tennessee's 4th congressional district.
Because to me, I'm going to just say this and call the kettle what it is. Being from Warren County and being from Tennessee, Mother Nature has a funny way of putting a spin on the weather.
Yeah.
One week we could have, like, for example, last week we had snow. This week we had like rain and ice. One week, like last year, we had like, tornado warnings and stuff like that
Yeah.
in a matter of like 3 or 4 weeks. And then the next week it's like, oh, after the tornado came through, it's 50, 60 degree weather. So to me, like when you've lived in Tennessee, as long as we have, you kind of have adapted to what the weather is
Yeah.
and to be expected, and to not be able to show up because of weather conditions. And you are a Tennessean. I feel like you did that. That's just like, come on, man. Like one of
And
those
that's what I said.
moments.
I look at that schedule, and I'm like, did you just need like an extra week off? I
Yeah.
don't know. So
Were you not feeling good? Like, I mean, if he wasn't feeling good,
That's-
that
that-
happens.
let's see if I call back and ask again if that's
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah.
But no, but that was the deal.
Yeah.
So like I said, the follow up on that, and there were some other votes. I mean, just the way it goes back
Yeah.
and forth.
That was,
goes
but
over
that
to
was
the
an
Senate
important
and back.
vote. That
It
would have
was a
been-
very important.
It,
Yeah.
it passed. It passed out of there. So
which
Yeah.
is good.
yeah, but still, it's you're getting. You were elected. You're getting paid to go there and represent us. Part of that is showing up. I mean, that's any job.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm not going to show up today. Okay,
No.
we'll just quit showing up, which is, why I'm running a campaign
Right.
is because I think he's, time to go. So, but that's that for us.
I
for
love
We the
that.
People,
This is
to-
for us. I say this
Mhm.
all the time on our show. Is we should hold ourselves we should hold ourselves accountable, but we also should know that we owe it to ourselves to make sure we put the right people in the right place. So if you hear them saying, a law or something that they voted for or something that they want to do, go and research it and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes politicians may get lost with all the other stuff going on that they might forget. Oh, hey, I forgot that I was supposed to go vote for da 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 da.
Yeah.
Right. I hate to say that, but
Yeah, it's
things
a-
happen. As a mom, I get it. I get lost in translation. I was telling Brian this morning, hey, don't let me forget this, and this. Well, guess what? We might forget one. And that happens. But I feel like we need to start being accountable for our actions because it starts with us, the people, the lower tone. I hate to say we're the lower tone pole, but we're their bosses.
Yes.
They work for us.
They
Yeah.
yes,
And
all-
that's
they
what,
work
that's
for
what's
us.
been lost in it. And we talked a little bit last time too, but that the common theme I heard as had been doing this
Mhm.
is we never see our representative.
Mhm.
Things I've been told is like, hey, contact the parties and they should know if he's
Right.
going to be there, which I've been to all the meetings
Yep.
and that's where I'm hearing this from.
Yeah.
And then also it was like, well, buy your ticket to the Reagan Day dinners,
Mhm.
which fundraisers are part of it. I get it,
Yep.
but that should not be the primary place where we're seeing our representative. And I've said for me, at least quarterly, somewhere in the district, I should be able to manage that. If not in the district, then definitely video, I mean, we have that capability.
Yeah.
And then,
So with that said, because I know that we got more guests coming, and I don't
Yes.
mean to cut you off,
Nope.
but you have a big event coming up on January the 20th, which is also the inauguration.
that's inauguration day, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is. It is an inauguration watch celebration and fundraiser. 10:30 till, I think we got 4 listed on there, so
Yeah.
3 or 4 depending on folks showing up. $20 a plate. We'll have it's going to be pulled pork, and we'll have some coleslaw
Okay.
and some drinks. But yeah, if you get on Facebook is primarily where I'm communicating now.
Okay.
But follow me, Tom Davis for Congress.
We put
Yeah.
you in the comments.
Yeah.
So check the
You're in
comments
there.
on
Oh, there you go.
Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, we put you all in there.
And click the going button so we make sure we have enough for everybody.
Yes.
So come and if you're not there to eat, that's fine. Stop by,
Come and say shake and
yeah.
howdy, meet and greet Tom.
Ask-
Ask him questions.
ask the
Ask
questions.
him where
Yep.
he's getting these resources. Everything that he is talking about, which we also know sitting here, is all public knowledge.
Yes.
You just
You
have
just
to
have to
do
do
the
the research.
research.
Yep.
Yes.
You have to stay a little bit
And
involved.
that's
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
that's one thing I preached every election cycle. Do not vote straight ticket.
Yeah.
Do not be afraid of change. Because sometimes,
Yeah.
I know that there's that mentality of, well, the bottom hasn't fallen out. He must be doing a good job. There's so much more to it. You've got to do research. You've got to question everything. I even said it, question me. If I tell you something, question me. Go
Yeah.
research. Make sure I'm right. Because I may not be right. And I'm always
Yeah.
up for admitting when I'm wrong. And I'm
Yeah.
always up for learning new things.
We're always checking everybody else, so we need to be checked too.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
But I mean, just make sure that you know who
And
you're
then-
voting for and that they're on the right track to make this a good place.
Real quick, if we can, because I
Yeah.
know you're trying to get rid of me, but
No, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
I'm gonna politician on you and
Okay.
just keep
I
talking.
know, I
How
talked about
that?
you in the
Yeah.
newsletter.
Ah, awesome.
Yeah, the new
But-
leadership
So
group.
our Southern Standard, which I do get, this is mine.
Okay.
So another thing is I do live in Warren County. I live in Morrison. But if we go to the bottom fold, I think is what we call it,
Below the fold.
below the fold. Is that
Yeah,
what it
below
is?
the fold.
Okay, that sounds better. And but the leadership Warren County class, I am a part of this.
That's
Yay!
And now,
And a lot of y'all are on there.
yeah, there's 15 of
I
us.
want to
Yeah.
see who else I know.
But
K-Ron, all them on there.
yeah, in discussing this, I want to say thank you to Caney Fork Electric,
Mhm.
who they the way it worked out, they typically have somebody in this class,
Mhm.
but because of their new building stuff, they couldn't have anybody do it. So they offered it up as a sponsorship, and it was to a veteran or somebody in the community
Yeah.
that, and it was through the chamber that I was called and said, hey, would you be interested in
Oh,
this?
that's great.
So, and as I talk about it, everyone needs to understand, because we get funny when we start doing politics. This has nothing to do with my
No.
campaign. I was offered it as a veteran because I had done work for the chamber before and
Yeah.
they knew me and interacted, but nothing to do with my campaign.
Yeah.
But this is an awesome program that we have here in
It's
Warren
great.
County. And if you look into it, and if your business is
Mhm.
a small business or whatever, but it's a kind of a movers and shakers thing.
Yes,
as
it
I've been
is.
told. And this is the organization and the group, and it's different each year, but we put on the Autumn Street Fair.
Mhm.
So
That's their big event
yeah,
each year.
that's the culminating event. So it's, we meet
Mhm.
once a month and then work through the month, and then that's the culminating event from it. So like I said, I appreciate
Yeah.
everything that came together to put me in that chair.
I love it.
And this comes back to also, we, our thing here. Part of it is, well, this is find a local business to shop at, attraction or event in your area and go. So this is an
She's a
event.
happy dog.
She
Sorry.
upstaged by
Dog.
the dog. I like it.
So it's hard. It's hard not to be
Now you
upstaged
know
by
how I
Elsa.
feel.
I'm just saying.
Oh, she's
So-
precious.
She
So-
is.
But yes,
He took her away.
January 20th
January
Yep,
20th.
at the
Make
Victory
plans.
Center.
The Victory Center
Yeah.
in Morrison.
Yep.
Come
Make
in fact,
plans.
Yeah. You
Go
can jump
get on
there.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Buy your ticket so they have plenty of food. And if you, like you said, if you just want to come out and show support anyway,
Yeah.
because I will say before we let Tom go, how much percentage did you have in the vote this last go in the
It was
primary?
19%.
Which is great, a great first go.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a low dose show. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't
and so
dump a bazillion
with that
dollars
said-
into it, and
Exactly.
Yep.
And with that said, if you did not show up or if you are not a registered voter, you need to come out in 2026 and come out to vote. This is your job. This is our privilege. I feel like this is our obligation as American, our duty
it's a
to
duty,
make
absolutely.
sure that, and it's just one day out of your time frame. Okay.
It's
This
not
is
even
not-
a whole day.
It's not even a whole day. If you early vote,
Yes.
or if you vote like the traditional voting that some people do on the day of, pick it, make it work. You want to make sure if you think the country is not doing something right, we need to keep, even if it's Tom, because I said this to him, we need to keep voting people in to make it right.
Yes.
And that's the only way to do it. So, but again, thank you so
No,
much
I
for
appreciate
coming.
you for
Thanks for
having
the
me on.
flowers and
Yeah,
any-
absolutely.
I say this anytime. If you are a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, and you want to come on and talk about your policies and your steps of accountability, whatever that you have, or a meeting, please use us as that vessel to get that information on here, because we know that Warren County is not just Republican and Republicans. We are also, there's Democrats and independents.
And speaking of one of my favorite Democrats I ran into last
Yeah.
night,
Miss Dale.
Miss Dale. We're going to have
Yes.
her on here pretty soon,
Okay.
but she sends her love.
Oh, I love you, Miss Dale.
And so,
She's a
yes,
sweetheart.
Miss
All
Dale
right.
McDaniel.
Yes.
I will take my cue.
Yes.
Well, no, that goes.
And I do.
Yeah.
I really appreciate
Yeah.
what you have done. Congratulations
Thank
on the year
you.
for this. This is
It's
awesome.
been great. And we are going to take a quick break and we're going to have Hannah Gribble on, which is a travel agent.
Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday and Saturday. We are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
Metro Deli. Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops frozen treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger. For lunch or dinner, get the experience of going out of town right here in McMinnville, down on Main. Follow Tops and Cumberland Biscuit Company on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Ford. Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
All right, welcome back. It is a birthday celebration.
Yay!
And again, I want to say
My
thanks.
tooth is broke.
I know mine's like I was like I can't believe that hard. So where'd the dog go? Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
No more.
Real
more-
quickly, we
Hey,
have
Before we start with Miss Gribble, I just want to give a
Okay.
shout out to our coffee, Vanilla Bean, and Cumberland Biscuit for our
Well,
hot drinks this
get your head
morning.
in there, Brian. Get your
I-
head in. Right.
We're representing 3 of our businesses. But
Yes.
Tina over there at Our Coffee hooked me up with my chai tea latte, and it is fantastic.
And the Vanilla Bean hooked me up this morning. If we're gonna just tell what we're drinking today,
Mhm.
it's called a medicine ball. So if you have like allergies or sore throats or things like that, this has got mint, peppermint, lemonade. It's like a whole concoction of crap. I love it.
Well, mine's Cumberland Biscuit mug, and it's coffee black, and that's just the way
There
this
you go.
old man takes it. Thank you, Cumberland Biscuit.
Yes. And with that said, and there's our coffee. Thank you and congratulations. We love our coffee. We're going to email you this weekend. I promise, guys. But with me is Hannah Gribble. She is a certified travel advisor.
Yes.
And so I know nothing about travel advisory and things like that. Like, why, if I wanted to plan a trip and I was like, well, I can do it on my own. What makes it better by using an advisor?
So the biggest thing is it doesn't cost you any more.
Okay.
In most cases, it's not going to cost you more. It could even cost you less.
Okay.
Travel is not super regulated. So things like Expedia,
Yeah.
those sites that I can book through or you can book through on your own, a lot of times you are signing away rights that you didn't even know about. So,
Oh.
for example, with
Oh.
Expedia, if you're on there and you book your flight and hotel and then your flight gets canceled or something weird happens, you cannot take any action, court action, liability, anything against that airline because you booked it through Expedia and that's what's in their contract. So,
Did not know
you know,
that.
knowing those terms and conditions, knowing things like, hey, it's September and you're going on a cruise, you probably need some travel insurance because that's hurricane season.
Yeah.
You know, just knowing things that maybe the typical consumer does not know. In the news, since the beginning of January, we've all had the Real ID news for a long time. Hopefully everybody knows about that now. That goes into effect this year.
I did not know that. I thought it was next year.
No, it is this
Okay.
year.
What goes into
the
that?
Real
Real-
ID?
With the star. It's
Oh,
the star
yes.
Yeah,
ID.
the star on
Yeah,
your
because they
driver's
put one on
license.
my driver's license. Yes.
That's good. You
Yeah.
need to go ahead and start working on that because the DMV is going to be full of people trying to
Okay.
get that. Because
I didn't think about that. I'm
as
going on
of
a cruise.
May, you have to have that to fly,
Okay.
or you have to use your passport.
Oh, gotcha. I have that.
There also, the UK has just instated an electronic travel authorization that a
What?
lot of people don't know about. It's been coming for about a year or so, but it is now fully implemented. So if you have a trip to anywhere in the UK, you have to fill out that travel authorization. And that gets you the ability to go to the country, doesn't get you the ability to enter the country. They could still turn you away, but
Oh.
you can at least fly there.
You can see us from the airport, but then you must go home.
You
There
can't
you
get out of the airport. Okay, that's
Yeah.
wild.
So it's not a guarantee, but
Yeah.
you do have to have that to get there.
Okay.
Europe now has, well, I say now, they're starting to implement the ETIAS. I don't remember what it stands for, but it's essentially another travel authorization that you have to have if you're going to, there are 30 countries in Europe, and you're going to have that travel authorization to go to one of those.
Okay.
And that one hasn't been talked about a lot in the
No.
news. Even in travel agent news, that one hasn't been talked about a lot. So, you know,
That's
just
wild.
staying up on the news for those things is
Is
huge.
Wow.
what you do.
See, this is
That's
why
what
I've
I
never
do.
traveled outside of the U.S. because it's intimidating to
Mhm.
me. There's so much you don't know. The laws are always different in other countries, and
Yeah.
I didn't even think about using a travel agent to try to do all of that.
So when people call you, what do like on an average, like, you know, there's Disney trips, there's like Caribbean trips. What do most people do? Like, what's the average caller? Where they're going? Where are they going?
Oh, that one's tricky because I book all over the world.
Okay, I
So,
love it.
since the beginning of January, I have quoted and booked Disney, Universal, several different cruise lines, all inclusives, Dominican, Antigua, Mexico, all of the Caribbean destinations. I've done a river cruise through Europe on the Rhine River. I've quoted river cruise on the Danube. I've looked at Japan. I've looked at South Africa. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All of it.
I love it. Makes me want to travel talking to you.
Now-
That's one of the job hazards. Is I'm always looking at other people's, ideas of travel, and I'm like, oh, I want to go there.
And you just want to copy it.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
What a lot of people don't know is Hannah has been to a lot of these places that she sends people to, and my family has used Hannah before, and we had the best Disney experience. We had a wonderful things that I didn't know. I work with a bunch of Disney moms. They talk about it all the time, but it can be overwhelming,
Jeanette
especially
Dixon.
when your wife says,
Yeah.
it's your job to plan it. It's like,
Name
not
dropping
me.
over here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Hannah took wonderful care of us. We had the best time. It was during COVID, so things were a little off kilter, but still everything was great. So I can personally attest to what she does, the quality of work
That's
that
awesome.
she does. And then we've linked your Facebook
Perfect.
here in the comments. So make sure to go check her out, and you'll be impressed, especially with the amount of places that she personally has been and experienced. Tell me what some of your favorites.
Oh, of course, you're not traveling there right now, but I loved Israel and Jordan. Right
Oh, that
now,
was a
that's
good
not
one.
really safe. Vienna, Austria is always one of my favorites. I spent a semester living in Vienna when I was in
Oh.
college, and so I've been all over Europe through that experience.
I may have to call you on that one. Me
Yeah.
and my best friend want to go
I love
to
Vienna.
Australia, but if that's the one to go to, yeah.
Well, if you want to have a life
I
experience,
always wanted to go to Ireland. That's
I've been
my
there. I've been
yeah.
there.
I wanted to go to Australia for the longest time until I realized there's lots and lots of danger animals.
Yeah,
So now I'm
huge
kind of
spiders. Huge.
yeah.
Where?
Australia. I thought
Australia.
my
You know,
biggest
you might-
issue.
Don't tell me that now. You're
I
killing the
thought-
dream.
Well, that's killed my dream because I thought my biggest issue was going to be the stinky koala bears.
Oh, I want to see a koala bear experience.
Well, apparently, and I cannot confirm this, but I've heard this
Don't
from
you laugh,
multiple
Mr. Haley.
sources. But I have heard that koala bears are not able to use the restroom, so everything is excreted through their skin, so they're extremely stinky.
Oh,
Is that true?
I have no idea.
See?
Okay, somebody needs to check Melody on this.
I know. I've heard
Fact
this.
check that.
I have heard
Fact
this.
check.
I've heard this from
Fact
two
check.
people who've been.
Oh,
to
here we go.
Australia.
Here we go.
Jimmy
Fact checking.
Haley's
I love
on
it.
it.
I love it.
Yeah, what you can't see on the camera is that we've
Yeah.
got Mr. Jimmy Haley
Yeah.
right behind on the other side of the camera.
The
Yeah.
NSA's probably
He's our
going,
fact checker for today. I love it. I love it.
Well,
But you,
based
go ahead.
on what Brian said, I've been to about 42 countries. The last time I counted.
Good Lord,
I've-
woman.
I've traveled quite a bit. But
Okay.
if I haven't, for example, I haven't been to Antarctica, but I work
Ooh.
for a really large agency. There are about 600 of us spread all across the U.S. And I personally know people who've been to Antarctica, some of them a couple of times. So
I
I
know.
have that too to rely on.
You
If-
have those
if I don't know,
connections that
have connections,
yeah, I
have
gotcha.
connections with the travel suppliers,
Yeah.
not just other agents.
Now,
She said
we've
we
been
got
talking
Minnie Mouse
about
on the
doing
watch.
remote podcasting. Where would be a good place for,
Oh,
for
gosh,
the
yeah.
three of us to go and do a remote podcast?
That is not too cold, not too hot.
Well, I was
'Cause
gonna
you
say,
can't
with it
be out in the
cold-
heat.
With it
I
cold right
can't,
now,
but, I
I
mean,
would want
as
to go
long as-
somewhere tropical.
I would.
Yeah,
I might have to force Melody to like put on a Bane suit.
I'll be all right.
Stick a
I can be
fan.
out
Oh,
in the heat. I'm
Our
just going to
fact
need lots
checker
of
has
naps.
found the info.
Okay. Koalas produce small, dark green pellets of poop called scat. They do it all day long, including while they sleep. They can produce up to 360 pellets a day. Koala poop is about the size and shape of an olive, and it's usually a dark greenish color. It's probably one of
Somebody
the
has
least
really looked into
offensive
this.
types of poo because it smells strongly of eucalyptus, which is the
I don't know what they eat.
It's poopery poop.
They koalas produce these little pellets 24 hours a day, even when they're asleep. So
Well,
I
then
think
that
I
is
swear to you.
debunked. So maybe now, but I still don't want to go over there with those huge spiders. Maybe if
don't
Cindy
know
Irwin
this.
takes me around.
they
Oh,
still-
yeah.
they still excrete smell and stuff because
Just like
Oh,
we
see?
would when
Yeah.
we sweat. I
Yeah.
mean,
but it's
Yeah.
eucalyptus because
because I did forget to put
So maybe
deodorant
he's not
on.
so
Could be
stinky.
worse. It could be worse.
It could be
Yeah,
worse.
he's
Yeah.
he's an aromatherapy bear.
I will ask you this before I let you go. And I want to say, first of all, she came in here and helped my mom and everybody else set
Yes,
this
you
up.
did. Thank
Because we
you.
were, I'm always running on a dime. But, we've been to Disney. several times, and we used a travel agent a long time ago before we knew you. But we saw people like coming in. I don't want to call them golf carts, but they were like mobile carts, like going by in the back of the studios,
Mhm.
and then they looked like they had some guy like in a suit, like a chauffeur, to like get them in the front of the line.
Mm.
Is you know what I'm talking about?
So there's two things that could be. Hollywood Studios used to have a backlot tour,
Yeah,
and so the golf cart makes me think of that. They don't have that
it wasn't a
in
golf
Orlando
cart
anymore. They
Yeah.
have that out
Yeah.
in Hollywood,
Okay.
but there is a VIP tour service.
Yes,
that
that's
Disney
what
does.
people told us. It was
Mhm.
like a VIP thing, and I thought it was so neat because if you have a huge group, like a big family, instead of getting that fast pass or whatever you want to call it to get you the front of the line, you could bump it up and have this guy and have all the dirty looks.
Well, and it's up to 10 people,
Yeah. Okay.
and they'll take
Good to
you
know.
to
Hannah is
different
calling.
parks,
Okay.
and you enter through the backstage part of that park so that you get, if you want to go to this ride, you get there quicker. They have snacks for you
Yeah.
as you get out of the van.
See, that's what I'm
at
saying.
each
And then
location.
they have they even told us that we already ordered our food,
Mhm.
and
They'll
then the
go get
food,
it while
and
you're
they'll
on the
go
ride.
get it, and and they'll
what?
save you a
Yeah.
seat and everything.
Yeah. Your
But-
Starbucks order, they'll run grab that for you while you're on the ride.
The band's supposed to be here.
The band is supposed to be here.
Yes, the band's supposed to be here. Sorry about
The
That's
that.
chamber
okay,
meeting
you're
room.
No, but again, like I said, Hannah just
Oh,
jumped
no,
right
we're
in
over
this
here.
morning, but that's
Okay,
her
all right,
character.
bye.
I love her.
Already.
Already.
The band.
Okay, I wondered where they were, but go ahead.
I was going to say, just because I know her personally, she is one of these people that goes out of her way with the stuff with the organizations that we've been together with church, with all the things. You're getting a quality
Yeah.
person on top of all the professional talent and all the things
Yeah.
that she does.
Well, thank you.
And she is a valued member of our Department of Education for the state here in Tennessee, on top of all the other hats that she wears. But yes, I
She's
did not know
amazing.
you lived in Europe for a semester
I
and
did.
traveled all over.
awesome. The
That's
band's coming.
wonderful.
Okay.
And we look forward to getting with you again here
Yeah,
soon. And listen,
anytime.
we got to have you back when you
Yeah.
have like a special
travel
or
times.
something.
You know, like the average like if the travelers, season picks up, this is the time. Come on the show.
Yeah.
We'll help
sounds
you
good.
out.
Sounds good.
But with that, we're gonna let Hannah get back to doing her thing, and we're gonna take a quick break. And Mr. Jimmy Haley is gonna be coming on the show, the well-renowned Warren County historian.
Had the vision in 1964 to start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
What to eat? Have you tried Cumberland Biscuit Company or Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli? Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops Frozen Treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger. For lunch or dinner, get the experience of going out of town right.
Transform your home? Head over here to Roland Renovations at North Chancery Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday and Saturday We are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
We are back and live here at Warren First 931. I'm your host of the show, Kelly Walker Slaughter, with my main man that I have known for too long, right? Since I was little. And then he was also my teacher in economics. And then he is also my teacher outside of this when it comes to the history of Warren County. And if you have not seen our history with Haley shows that we started up last year, which everybody absolutely loved. They're like, when are you going to do a new one? But we all got busy, and that happens, okay?
Holidays,
Holidays, yes. But with that said, he is on the show today, as he should be, because without without Jimmy, I keep calling Mr. Haley,
That's all right.
but without him,
I still call you Miss Walker.
I know you do, so it's all good. So, but he is such a huge part of the movers and the shakers of the Warren County community. And if you want to know the history of Warren County, this is the man I would go to, and I think everybody goes to. I know that you are not the only historian that Warren County has had, correct?
Right.
There's been prior before
Mr.
you.
James Dillon
James-
was for many,
yeah.
many years. And then Mr. Walter Womack, they
Yeah.
owned Womack Printing Company
That's
was prior
right.
to that. So anyway,
God
so
love him.
a good, I guess, series.
Legacy.
It is, and
Yeah.
a series of generational history being
Yeah.
passed down from one to the next. So.
So my thing is, were you always like a big history person to begin with when you were a kid, or was this just something that kind of just it was called to you at one point?
My grandparents were great storytellers. And so they would tell stories from their youth. And my grandfather's father had fought in the Civil War and had gotten captured at Fort Donelson and was in prison camps most of the war and told great stories. And then my grandfather was one of the gentlemen that would sit in front of the courthouse and chew tobacco and swap knives and whittle and tell stories. And so oftentimes I would get to go and sit and listen to the stories, but I couldn't ask questions because little kids were not allowed to interrupt adults in their storytelling.
Back in the day.
So I had to just kind of sit there, even though I was going, ooh, 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 I've got a question. I didn't. And then I grew up when Warren County was celebrating its sesquicentennial, 150 years. So I was just a little kid. And those parades and the plays and the music and the costumes and the histories that were published, including McMinnville at a Milestone, kind of got me. And then the Civil War centennial, just a couple of years later, it was another repeat of history. So I read every little publication, everything that was in the newspapers, everything I could get my hands on. So it kind of piqued my interest, particularly in local history and local personalities, because I feel like you can always look up a date for a battle, a date for something, and read a little snippet. But I like to dig into the personalities of the people are. That's why I like to do cemetery walks, because when I go to the cemetery, I don't just see dead people. I see the lives and the impact that they've had on our community over the years. And so that's the stories I like to repeat, or stories that people have repeated to me. And so, sometimes there, it's oral history and sometimes it's hard to document, but then, sometimes later on you find these stories to be true. So, when we were doing the streetscape project, I was told by an older lady that had just died before I was born, but the kids still talked about her on Rebel Hill, about she lived where Hoover and Son was, and her father was a railroad agent, Mariah Comer Beach. And she talked about growing up during the Civil War and the occupation, and that one night they, dragged their furniture out in front of their house and set it on fire, and set a bonfire, and they sat around and drank and shot bullets up and down the street and all of this. And when we did the streetscape project, sure enough, there was a big fire pit right in front of their house when we dug down into the thing.
Wow.
And the embers were still there, and lead, molted lead, where they had made the bullets right there, just exactly the way that she said. And then she told the story about a Union officer that was on duty at the at the courthouse, which sat at that time right
Yeah.
in front of the post office. And she said that most of the union officers, particularly in the first wave of occupation, they stayed drunk most of the time.
Right.
And so they were occupying downtown, and he was on sentry. He was on duty
Yeah.
there at the courthouse, and was noticeably drunk. And he was harassing the kids and all that. So the next morning when the kids got up, because there was virtually no school at that time because things were shut down, but
Right.
the kids noticed he was all slumped over, leaning against the column of the front porch. And so the kids noticed he wasn't moving, so they started throwing rocks at him, and he didn't move. And then one of the officers came up, and she said one of the kids says, "We think he's dead." And the officer went over there and touched him, and he was cold and dead. He had died of hypothermia.
Well, there you go.
And so that was the story that she told. But then just a few years ago, a lady contacted me from Indiana and said, "I want to know where my great-great-grandfather was buried." And I said, "What?" And she said, "Well, he died in McMinnville during the federal occupation. He was a Union soldier, sergeant, and that he died while he was there in McMinnville, so he must be buried there." And I said, "I don't know anything about him buried there." I said, "Do you know how he died?" She said, "Well, we've never really known for sure." Well, he was the guy that died on the front porch of the
And then
courthouse.
you're telling them the story, and they're like, okay.
But they transported him by rail and buried him at Murfreesboro. So
Oh, so y'all
in the
found them.
cemetery. Yeah.
That's great.
So, but anyway, so you just never know.
You
These
never know
little
you're running
stories,
into, yeah.
are oral stories, but then
Yeah.
they come to pass. So, it's just one of those little
Right.
catchy things
Yeah.
that fascinates a child growing up on Rebel Hill, where they had the battle,
Mhm.
and then this beach living right there at the foot of Rebel Hill, and
And
telling
have
all these stories.
Yes.
And so then, and then me getting to repeat them, but
Yeah.
saying they were true.
Yeah.
She didn't make any of this up. It
Like
was-
we found the proof in the floor and the
Yeah.
ground. And one of the things that I really like, he was talking about his trail walks that he does. If y'all don't do the dogwood walk that he does, it is phenomenal. We actually got to record that last year, which I think is great. And having all the stories, and each one has its. There's two that stuck out to me, and he's gonna have to correct me on them. One being where the blue building is right now. It used to be owned by, was it Magnus?
No.
Who was it owned by? The wife wanted by the window to see her husband. At the.
Think
Oh.
thing.
Oh my gosh. You know me. I don't think good on the spot. This is just like in class. Stop it, pressure. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The wife wanted to see her husband, and so she had to make sure she could see him. Who was it? Tell me.
I'm gonna let you think about it a little while.
No.
That's a good history thing.
It is a good history thing. And the other one was where when we walked the Dogwood Trail, how the cemetery was segregated.
Yes.
Is that the word? Yeah. And the guy that built these amazing tombstones, wasn't it? Did he build those?
Yeah.
And they
That's
all of them each phenomenal in their own little right. And then all of a sudden he goes, "You see that one down there pointing straight up?" That's where he wanted to be, and he wanted people to say and just the stories. I don't want to say all of it, but to me, that the statement piece for him to have that point, it's like, here you go, man, stick it to the man kind of thing is how I took it. But again, the Dogwood Trail, I can't think of. I want to say it's Magnus, but it's is it one of the bankers?
No.
No, was it a judge?
No.
No, see, now I'm going in that rabbit hole.
It's okay. We'll get it.
He's gonna tell me, and I'm gonna remember.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down and take a picture of his tombstone and send it to you.
I know. It's right there. Melody, don't laugh. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know who it is.
Who?
I'm not saying.
No, you don't know who it is.
But today is National Bootleggers Day, so Warren County's got a long history of
Talk about that real quick while the band's
bootleggers
setting
and
up.
stuff as well. So we're right now was Fletch Woodard's studio, and next door was a big saloon as well. So there was saloons everywhere in McMinnville until about 1900. We didn't have to wait to Prohibition because Mr. Jesse Wallen, when he became mayor and the power broker for downtown, he was a teetotaler, and he shut down all of the saloons.
Was he the reason that Warren County became dry?
Dry before even Prohibition.
Okay.
So it drove the the liquor industry underground because we were a big producer of apple brandy and shipping out barrels of
Wow.
brandy at one particular
Yeah.
time at a warehouse right on Main Street. But I always tell a story about my daddy. When he was in high school, he lived way out in the country, and of course they didn't have running water, electricity, and he wanted to live good because he was going to school with Jack Puckett and all these people and playing football, and he wanted to live a good life too. So he got this idea, well, I'll just get me a job downtown.
Yeah.
And so the Sedberry Hotel, which was right next door to here, were famous for their cooks and famous for their dinners and the hospitality. It was a world famous hotel. And so they were wanting someone to work in the kitchen and wash dishes and stuff. So my dad said, well, that'll be okay. It'll give me enough money to buy clothes and do whatever. And so when he showed up, Miss Sidbury, who liked handsome young men, took a liking to my dad and said, well, you're too cute to work in the kitchen. I've got another job for you. And so my dad said, what is it? Well, we are a hotel, but we're dry. And we can't sell liquor or drinks. But said our patrons are usually drinkers, and they like toddies and they like bottles in their rooms and whatever. And he said, but we can't do it legally. But if you want to be a little courier for the hotel,
Your dad.
and so my dad would go to Pokey Bottoms.
Yes, Miss Pokey.
And Mr. Pokey was
Mr.
around back
Pokey,
that
sorry.
time too. And she took on the business later. But she's a notorious story in herself.
Yes,
but,
she is. That's how I
but-
know the Pokey name.
But he would go and buy the liquor and bring it back. And Miss Sidbury told us that, these people tip very well. So
Yeah.
my daddy got tipped well enough to buy himself a car.
Okay.
And so
He started living good.
he started living pretty good and stuff. So anyway, but he became very familiar with the bootleggers here. And so I got to know them later on in life personally because my dad still frequent
There you
the
go.
bootleggers and
I
Miss
love it.
Pokey's. Even when I was a little kid, she'd be sleep at night. She had a broom out up and
Yep,
down and
yep, I
knowing
know.
weather. But
Now listen, when I heard about Miss Pokey, I was like itty bitty, so there's no way. But when I heard that story, I was like, "Your kid, my grandma, Joyce Cotton,
Yeah.
she was on it, told me about the Miss Pokey story, and I just thought how neat that was." And she goes, "If the broom is up or the broom is down, like that means open for business or closed." And I'm just thinking, but eventually she did get shut down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it gets to a point. I mean, when you live in a small town, word gets around, So, but that's just crazy.
But, he would, even as a little kid, he'd pull up even after dark.
Yeah.
She'd be asleep because she slept in the front room in a
Yeah.
big old feather tick
Yeah.
bed up there with, you know.
Yeah.
But her best customers could come in at night. She'd say, "Who is it?" And she kept a box under the bed. You just reach down there, get the bottle, leave your money, and leave. But she kept a loaded pistol under
Oh,
her
of course she did.
pillow.
She's
And
a smart lady.
So anyway, but she didn't always do that. But on
Yeah.
some occasions, she would allow people to come in.
Is her house still?
No, it's gone. Somebody went in and burned it. It was right there on the river.
I wondered
And
because that would have been a great.
yeah,
Well, we could still do a story about it. Just try to find pictures or something and talk about it and go to the property area. There's so many things we haven't even tapped on that the history of Warren County that we've talked about, we've talked about the Trail of Tears. We've talked about the wars that have come through here. We've done the Dogwood Trail, which is, again, I'm not going to hurt my brain today on who that person is. I know when he takes a picture of it, I'm going to be like, oh. But again, if you really want to know what's going on, go be a part of not just the trails, be a part of the leaderships, anything that if you're new to Warren County and you want to know anything and everything about Warren County, you go on these walking trails and you learn the history, because I really think that's the bread and the butter of each county and how we became what we are today.
and we've got lots of resources. The genealogy room at the
Yeah, I was
library
gonna
is
say.
fantastic. They've got local books and census records and
Yes.
deed records and all kinds of things. A lot of stuff's on microfiche
Yeah.
as well. And they've got old newspapers. They've got obituaries. They've got the Sanborn maps that shows the early
They do.
fire maps from the 1880s
do.
all the way through. So you can look where
I've seen some of
buildings
those.
are
Yes, it's so
as
neat to
well.
see what the old streets used to be called and where they're at and what it used to be. I was like, because me and Melanie went down there one day and we're like, what's this map? That map we saw down at the library that had all,
maps.
that's what they were.
Fine
And I
maps.
just thought how neat, how Warren County used to be.
There's an incredible map in the Heritage Alliance Museum.
Yeah.
The old map, and it's from 71, I believe.
Maybe.
But you can see where like it says sinkhole on it and drainage area. That area, that piece of grass behind the middle school that you can see from the
Yeah.
floor lane, it actually says drainage, which I think is why nobody's building on it, because I don't think you can build.
It's a
anything
natural
on it.
catch basin for runoff and rain.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but anyway, but we've got the archives room over in the county admin building, and they've got lots of resources there. We've got several museums.
Yeah.
And, if you just want something to do,
Yeah.
we've got all the insets and the sidewalks, and you can read the history about
Yeah.
areas just
Yeah.
walking up and down sidewalks. I did that when we did the streetscapes. I wrote nearly every one of those. And so that gives a little bit of history about some of the buildings that
Well, maybe that's what we should do our next one, do the streetscapes, have that on. I always said like we need to have him on record because, we're not supposed to, we can't live forever.
No,
And he's going to be definitely one person I'm going to definitely miss. And, but again, he is amazing. Mr. Haley has been a part of my life, my kid's life. I don't know what I'd do without you, man.
well, we love you. And
know.
we got another project coming up through
Okay.
Main Street that we're going to be doing a walking tour, but we're looking at doing QR codes on the buildings. and
Oh,
stuff.
that's
And so
perfect.
you'd be able to scan your phone, and then I'll be recording the
Oh,
history,
how awesome
the
would that
site, the
be?
story, and the people. So,
Yes.
and then you can go online and look at them too. So
It's like when you go to
Virtual
a virtual tour and an audio tour. Yes. I love
so
that.
we're hoping to pull that off
Yeah.
when the weather gets good and look
Yeah.
at that. So it's
Okay.
another option for telling a little bit
Yeah.
more about the history.
I love that. And when that happens, we'll make sure to get you and Jennifer and whoever's part of this project on to talk more about that. But thank you so much for coming to my 1 year celebration.
It's always good.
It is always good. And with that, guys, we're going to take a quick break. And coming up, we are actually going to have the Warren County, some of the band members.
This is the jazz band.
This is the jazz band.
Jazz band.
Pioneer Jazz Corps is coming up. And stay tuned for that because this is going to be so fun and exciting.
To eat? Have you tried Cumberland Biscuit Company or Tops Frozen Yogurt in Metro Deli? Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops Frozen Treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger for lunch or dinner. Get the experience of going out of town right here in McMinnville, down on Main. Follow Tops and Cumberland Biscuit Company on Facebook.
Transform your home? Head over here to Roland Renovations at North Chancery Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday and Saturday. We are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
In 1964 to start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
As long as he doesn't do any tongues.
Are we live? Are we ready to go?
Yeah, you're live.
Good?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are so blessed and honored to have the Warren County Jazz Corps here with us today.
Core band.
Jazz Corps Band, and they're going to perform some stuff. We'll interview them after a moment here, but and it's all fellas, right?
Yeah.
Fellas,
Kick it.
kick it.
Oops, going this way. No, I'm not. I'm going this way.
6, 5, 6, 7,
Wow.
Thank you, guys.
How many are y'all playing?
I don't know, we were told like 15, 30 minutes.
Yeah, go for it.
226. We're doing Johnny on next.
Mhm. You know,
They could keep us entertained all day.
Walker.
We'll interview you guys after.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're in the middle of
I mean, y'all aren't in a huge rush to get back to school, right?
That's right. No.
I don't remember. Okay. We're just gonna run through it, and then when we repeat, who, anybody wants to solo? Those guys, okay. Okay, so we're just gonna run through it, repeat, run through it again. And then, we'll just run through it once.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
so much, and we're just gonna take a quick break here, and because I want to get you all a shout out. If you'll come up here, we'll step in the camera. Come on. All right. Tell us who you are and what grade you're in.
All right. So I'm Caleb. I am in 12th grade. I'm a senior, graduating this year.
Congratulations.
Good.
I'm Wilmer, and I'm also a senior, graduating this year.
I'm Campbell Sutton. I'm a junior in high school.
I'm Walker Beatty, and I'm a sophomore in high school.
Which I always get mixed up. I always keep wanting to say he's a senior.
I'm Grady Collier. I'm a sophomore in high school.
I'm Dylan Kester. I'm a senior in high school.
I'm Samson McLean. I'm a freshman in high school.
And so we're the Pioneer Jazz Corps, and this is kind of a group we threw together last year.
First gig was the Tops.
Yeah, our first gig was at Tops, and then we just kind of built off from there. We've made it.
We played at Collins River. We played at that big thing at Begonias.
You've done Second Saturday out there on the lawn, yeah.
And you did a Christmas show at the Park Theater this year.
That was the
that
whole jazz
band?
group.
But
Yeah.
you guys didn't perform in that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Performed some jazz. That the Wednesday night thing, right? Okay. Yeah. And you guys, I know you got a new director kind of coming in. What do you think about Mr. Hargis?
He's pretty.
He's pretty cool. Shout out to Mr. Hargis.
Yeah, we like
And shout out to Mr. Farnham for all that he's done to get this. Were you guys all in middle school band?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Besides Dylan.
Me and Samson.
Oh, not middle school bands. All right. Well, that's why you guys are on the guitars. I mean, no, but seriously, how's it been this year?
It's been fun.
Been fun?
It's been a lot to get used to, but overall it's been.
Yeah.
A lot to get used to,
And
but
3 of these kids are our theater kids.
yeah.
Yeah, they've also done theater, so they're multi-talented. It's not just musicians, they can also act. Well, no, I'm sorry, your sisters are the actors. Two of them.
Now,
Sorry, I just keep lumping you in, Grady.
and you guys got some really talented people, and some of you have some talented siblings that are coming up the way. Now, your sister plays French horn, right? Yep. All right, and she made the Mid-10 All-State junior high
Oh.
band, and so yeah, very very impressive.
Okay.
And anybody else got siblings that are in the band?
I do.
Okay, so guys, now not everybody is made to play sports and everything, and I know a lot of times the band. Well, listen, when I go to the football games, a lot of times I'm there just to see the band because you guys are so incredible and you love to do what you're doing. Are you going on any tours this year or any trips at the end of the year?
We were.
Unsure yet.
Unsure. People, we need you to support our local band.
Absolutely.
We got Porkin' Bands coming up in May,
Yes.
and that's a big event. And last year,
I'm pretty sure it's in April.
is it April? No,
April
okay.
26th.
I was at the 26th.
Okay.
They normally do it the same day as Back to the Strip. Are they doing it earlier?
I know.
Well,
I
it
hope
is April
so,
26th.
because
We'll
that
make
always messes y'all up.
We'll make sure April 26th is a tentative date that we've got right now. But please, if you haven't been to Porkin' Bands, you need to go. There's so many young people. We've got not just Mr. Farnham and Mr. Hargis, but we got Miss Hillis and Mr. Jacobs that work with the middle school bands. They get to perform. And guys, they don't get a lot of opportunities to perform here. Generally, the middle school just gets 2 performances, once at Christmas and once at the end of the spring term. So we really encourage all the parents, if you want to know about how to get your child into music, talk to the teachers. They can get you started, but we've got some great feeder programs coming up. And then when they get to this level and they're playing out, how many of you guys want to play in college? I mean, is that what you're looking for? Look at this. Music is a great way to get them to where they want to achieve their and meet their dreams.
Well, let me tell you, marching band, those kids, that is a lot of physical activity. And if you sit there and watch these college marching bands, if you go and look up them on YouTube, Carolina Crown.
Yeah.
Is that the right one? Anyway, one of them, I mean, they're just phenomenal. They did a whole Dante's Inferno bit just with marching bands. So, I mean, there's a lot of physical activity. Just because you're in band doesn't mean you're not athletic, because I've seen y'all come off the field after band camp in the summer.
And go ahead,
The
Mr.
whole
Collier.
jazz band is having a concert at the Black History Museum, right?
Oh.
I think it's either going to be there or the Park Theater.
Either at the Black History Museum or the Park Theater, February 22nd, celebrating like Black musicians and jazz. We're doing some Bill Withers, Maybe Stevie Wonder.
Chameleon.
Chameleon.
As well.
Oh, awesome.
Just the two of us is going to be. We're gonna be
It will probably be at the Black History Museum because
Right.
February 22nd, unless it's, no, Mary Poppins is happening at the Park Theater on the 22nd.
And yeah.
So that it's going to be at the, I'm going to have to sit there and figure out where to go.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about our platform because we can tell you the latest news when it comes available.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be looking for February 22nd. Sometime either we'll give you the direct instructions, but seeing you guys, and it's just the jazz bands that are playing that, or is it all the bands?
It's just the jazz.
Just the jazz band. Okay,
Which
so
they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
They are great. I went to the Christmas concert and I still got jingle freaking bells still in my head. That was awesome. That was a great performance.
Oh, guys, do you guys mind playing for us a little more? Yeah. All right. Hey, what do you want to play next?
We're going to be playing Black Coffee.
Black Coffee.
Yeah.
Ah, my favorite. Take it away,
It's a
gentlemen.
Brian song. Background music.
It is 40. Yep. Ooh, that's 54. All right. We're just gonna run. We're just gonna run through it, take the repeats. That should be it.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Black Coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Yay!
Love it.
I love that music.
We need to have like a jazz bar.
Yes.
You know, like a place that plays jazz and drink coffee. I don't care.
Yeah.
You hear that, Warren County?
Maybe we'll talk to
Do you-
Campbell and
Do
see
you
about
hear
doing
that,
something.
Blues
Campbell,
Brothers?
Our coffee, vanilla bean, the cafe.
The Blues Brothers, the bottom of the Blue Building would be great for that.
Oh,
Which book is that?
you know the place at CK and Pure Wealth they got downstairs with that down. You have like a coffee jazz bar. Because I mean, it is like a true. What do you call it?
Like a speakeasy.
Yeah, that's the best. Have a jazz speakeasy.
Maybe do something for charity or something like
Maybe we can rent out the bottom.
So it's
Okay.
436.
Yeah.
436.
I was trying to like make sure
Man,
I didn't miss comments.
You guys are.
Everybody loves you guys. Speak easy. Thank you, our coffee. They're listening to me.
Yep. Walker through first. We all go through and repeat back to. I think I take a solo. And you take a solo. Me and you both. Okay. So you go first. I go second, and then we'll run all the way through. Walker starts. Okay.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Way to get it going. Are we gonna play another one? Yeah, keep playing. Do one or two more, and then I'll get Mr. Bell on.
Hey, do you guys have any shout outs? You got to say anybody? This is all.
Shout out to your moms and dads for taking you to
And
everything.
girlfriend.
Anybody got girlfriends or anybody?
Walker Bait.
Oh, Violet!
There you go.
Shout out Violet Harden.
Walker's got a great girlfriend, but I was talking about Mr. Dylan back there.
Oh, as he puts his head down.
I know. But if the rumors are correct, your girlfriend is about to be Mary Poppins. Is that right? Perchance.
You say I cannot confirm or deny.
This is a small town. Everybody will be up in your business the rest of your life.
True that. True that.
We don't have.
Thank you for coming on.
Oh, yeah.
What was it, Tom?
I was going to ask you earlier, but I'm kind
All right,
of,
follow
got a
me.
lot going on today.
Yeah, after this, you gotta go.
I gotta go there, and then I've got, I had
But
to
we're
make
still
a pass
on
license, so I got
Oh,
really
no.
jewelry. She was down there kind of. No, this is Jessica Travis. Her dad was.
So,
Her husband.
one come through,
Yes.
one come through, we're gonna repeat it again, like a solo fill that everybody can explain.
Okay.
And I do those numbers, but I think that's-
Did you, I went yesterday, I had to go yesterday.
So what are you
Did you ever know him?
doing? John on the same part?
No, I heard of it. I didn't know it was-
I got to know him for super.
This is live action, folks. A lot of impromptu
5,
stuff.
6, 7, 8.
Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my arms, I want to lose them. Take my lips, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on here without you? You took apart that once was my heart, so why not take all of me?
He's not in no hurry.
I said we keep them all day.
Next year, I'm gonna make y'all like, I'm gonna be like, you know, how Jimmy Fallon's got his desk and his interviewers, and then y'all are gonna pay, take it away, Jasper Van.
Let them do sound effects and everything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
39.
I love it. So how many you been?
It's been going pretty good. They're keeping us busy.
With all the bids.
Yeah.
How did you bug?
We're going to get you a foot pedal next time. Scrolls up and down.
Yeah, you know this is on top of that, so I got it. So it can go me, you. Want me to do this one? We'll have the Aegis lines. We'll just repeat this. We'll run through it, take repeats, run through it all just like straight. And then solos are gonna start after we get to this last bar. You're gonna replay this and solos are gonna start. And then we're gonna run through it all just straight. It's I'm pretty sure, right?
And I do agree.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That was bluesy, guys.
That's my son. All right.
Yeah.
Do one more, y'all.
Okay.
You have fun.
Is this gonna be the last one? Okay. Last one. So whatever you guys.
Because I was going around.
Give us a banana.
Yeah, all right.
Melt their faces off.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different than rock.
Yeah. Hey, get it all out.
Saxophone player over
You may start off.
Like, they're not gonna listen.
Just want to do B flat improv.
Ooh.
And then just switch off.
God, no, do your thing, y'all. Like, we're not here.
Just showcase your skills. There you go.
Thank you guys so much for coming in with us and hanging out on our 1 year celebration. Y'all are coming back next year. That's for sure.
Well, we don't even need to wait a year.
No.
I think this is a good reason to throw another one.
Listen, if I do something once a month, y'all are gonna be like I told y'all, my little Jimmy Fallon band in the corner. I mean,
The Roots, dude.
yeah, I got, we call it the local roots.
The local
Let's go.
roots,
Let's
yeah.
go. I already got it. Timestamp that, copyright it. I heard it here first.
Nobody's stealing that one.
But with that said, thank you guys so much for coming and celebrating with us. And do y'all have did y'all ask any upcoming events?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
February 22nd, we're looking forward to seeing these guys either at the Park Theater or at the Black History Museum.
Black History Museum.
Black History Museum.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
excellent.
We'll be playing like stuff like Chameleon, just two of us, like some older jazz stuff as well, just like
Okay.
stuff to kind of
Oh, I
celebrate that month.
African music,
Yeah.
African American talent.
Yeah, I love that.
Because February starts Black History Month, so
It
we're
does.
excited to celebrate that. Also, with Porkin Bands coming up
Yeah.
in April, we're going to be talking about that more, guys. Yeah, we're
Pork
going
and
to have more.
Bands is always a
segments.
great time.
And
Always.
If you guys do want to follow us and see where we're going, we do have an Instagram page. It's
course
called
y'all do.
Pioneer Jazz Corps on Instagram.
Okay.
You can go ahead and follow that, and we keep you guys updated on that as well. Just everybody.
Awesome. I love it. And if you're, are y'all for parties too? Can people?
Yeah,
Yes.
we've actually done a couple of Christmas parties as well.
Oh, well, there you go. I love this. Thank y'all so much. And Warren County, if you have not heard, this is just like a pinch of what the band is, right? Because all y'all are in the band.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, how many is in the band now?
There's like a little over 100.
100 people in this band playing different types of instruments. That's been under Mr. Farnham and who?
Now Mr. Hargis.
Mr. Hargis. I'm
And
sorry. Yes.
we want to shout out to Emma Kirby, who we
Yes.
had on just a few weeks ago. I mean, to be an all-state first chair, we're very, very proud of her.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
and,
we
and
have
all
so
the
much
kids in the
talent
band.
in Warren County.
Oozing talent out.
So again, don't count us so short, Warren County. We got a whole lot of good pickings to pick through.
Yeah.
But with that said, we will be right back with our very own county executive, Mr. Terry Bell. He's going to be on the show with us to talk about anything and everything that y'all been ranting about. Okay. Be right back.
Dad had a vision in
Yes.
1964 to start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Know what to eat? Have you tried Cumberland Biscuit Company or Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli? Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops Frozen Treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger for lunch or dinner. Get the experience of going out of town right here in McMinnville, down on Main. Follow Tops and Cumberland Biscuit Company on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Transform your home? Head over here to Roland Renovations at North Chancery Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday and Saturday We are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
Welcome back, Warren County. This is Warren First 931 celebrating 1 year of celebrating. Yes. See,
My
you
tooth's
get
still
involved.
broken.
I gotta all be extra here.
Yeah.
But with that said, currently in downtown McMinnville, which I didn't grab my phone. Yep. See, everything's live. That's what I like about my show. We just go with it.
Yep.
Currently in downtown McMinnville, we are at 51 degrees. Remember, cloudy conditions are still expected to be around 12 o'clock today. Wind gusts are up to 12 miles per hour. And again, they're saying a 40% chance of rain today. They're saying a 90% chance of a mix of a
wintry mix tomorrow.
Wintry mix tomorrow with everything going on.
Which is fine as long
yeah.
as it's gone by Monday morning because this kid's got to get back in school.
Yes.
Well,
yes,
they're
yes.
out Monday.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
that's right.
So they can
Yeah.
come through Monday,
Holiday.
then that's got to be done.
But with that, speaking of that, today the high is going to be 56 degrees and the low tonight is 22. But with me is the man with the plan always, as I say, Mr. Terry Bell. He is our county executive here in Warren County.
And part-time blues brother.
Yeah.
On occasion.
Yes.
On occasion.
On occasion when you take Walker's place, I
Yeah,
think
that's
sometimes.
right.
Yes. But with that said, there's always so many things going on, and me and him were actually talking off air about all the, misconceptions or
Yes.
that are going on in the town. And me and Melody and Brian actually just talked about this one, and we'll just start right off the bat. Is like the kill zone.
Yes.
Kill shelters, I should say.
Yeah.
McMinnville Shatter, and I'm just going to call it out because that's what it's on.
We all know what it is.
Every now and then, this kind of resurfaces that the shelters are they're kill shelters.
Is it back? Every time I think that I've squashed that.
No, it's back. It's back on.
Gosh,
Yeah.
y'all.
No, it's back again. And first off, I want to thank y'all and congratulate Warren First on their
Thank
birthday
you.
for a year.
Yeah.
That's a great accomplishment. Y'all are doing a great job to inform our communities what's going on. And to me, transparency goes a long way in explaining some of these issues we're having.
Which
it
is
got
one thing
start-
you're very much about.
Yes, I want people to understand. I mean, we've got a couple of aggressive dogs down there, really aggressive dogs.
Yeah.
That have actually bit our employees.
Yeah.
And so that was where the kill thing actually come up, because I'm just going to be honest with everybody. Somebody needs to tell me what we do with these animals.
Yeah.
What
Right.
I mean, they don't want to eat and they don't want to drink and they won't let a human in the cage.
They won't interact with the people. We
They're
need to know.
suffering.
Yes.
And it's inhumane to allow them to continue to suffer.
That's true.
I mean, honestly, if it was your pet, I've had to put down several pets that have gotten up there in age that are not able to live their best life. And even if they weren't up there in age, if my dog got to the point where it's quality over quantity
of life.
Yeah.
Yes. And if the quality of life is not there, then it's time to let them not suffer. It's not okay.
And I want to tell everybody, since we've had a change in the workforce down there, we have not euthanized any animals down there. Not the first one.
Yes.
We've initiated a program. We raised some money. I want to thank all the people in Warren County for the donations for the spay and neuter program.
Yes.
It's actually working. We're getting up close to 75% of our dogs actually in the shelter are
Wonderful.
spayed and neutered.
That is great news.
And of course, we've come along and offered some free adoptions, because that way we're not using the taxpayer money to get the dog spayed and neutered, and the dog's not leaving until it's spayed and neutered way.
That's perfect.
And we waived those fees. And last month we adopted out 40 dogs. Even though our numbers are still up, we wound up and we're still up to about 60 dogs, but we took in one mama and 10 pups. So that's 11 of the intake at one time.
In one time.
And that just does it. That's why it's necessary to spay and neuter, because
They
We
only
have to get a control of
like
this.
Bob Barker said, control the pet population.
Yeah.
That's exactly where we've got to do. We've got to get people educated on doing this spay and neuter and make sure we don't have these unwanted litters.
Yes,
like
I
this.
agree.
That's where the problem arises. But that's where that whole thing started on Macmillan Chatter in a meeting. The committee actually voted to let the person that's working down there get to where she could actually take care of these animals that were aggressive.
Right.
We had a situation come up. This is just one that come up a week ago, Saturday at the state park. These couple come to actually camp, brought their dog. They were tent camping. They went to put the dog, they noted a little aggression in the dog the night before. They put the dog in the car, and for some reason, I do not know why, and they do not know why, but they were from out of town. The dog just would not let them get in the car. They wound up with the law, the game warden, the park ranger, animal control wound up down there, and the dog would just try to eat you up.
Well, and that might be a brain disorder.
It was older dog. It was 6 or 7
animals
gotcha.
animals get Alzheimer's. I mean, they do.
They get it quicker than we do.
Yeah, and I mean that might have been it.
And it's just a situation. And of course, none of the vets would come down there. They wanted the dog put down because it was a danger to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's some of the issues we're having to deal with that we won't be able to handle.
Yeah, and like we were saying on the show yesterday, and we kind of have touched base on it now, is there's conditions to why a dog has to get put down. They don't
Yes.
immediately say,
It's-
you know what, there's too many dogs here. You, and you. It's not like that at all. There's got to be
Not
a
anymore.
process and
aggression.
procedures to lead
Those
to the
aggression.
killing. Yeah, to the
it's
euthanizing.
exactly the euthanizing, and that's not something we're
don't
gonna
wanna
take.
do.
We're going to take lightly.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to see any animal have to be put down,
Yeah,
but at the same time, we have some animals down there. Been down there over a year,
yeah.
so you can just imagine what kind of life is that if you lock an animal up in a cage.
Yeah, it's
So,
like we were saying off air. Like if you already have a dog that's kind of has some mental issues, and you grab them and then you put them in a cage, it messes with them a little bit, and then
Just like it would if you're putting humans in cages
that,
or in
that's
prisons.
right. Yeah, in jails, yeah.
Yes, and we
That
have
changes them.
we have people that talk about spay and neuter laws is the way you need to do it. But I want to
No.
say something to people out there. Our jail is nearly full too. It stays
Right.
nearly full. You can have Jackie on here; he'll tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
Those people, and probably 50% of our animal intake is coming from people that are either in jail, involved in something like that. Because as quick as they arrest those people, they'll call animal control. There's 2 dogs here, and there's nobody here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we wind up with those animals. But those people don't even care enough about the law to take care of themselves and follow the law, much less you passing a spade and neuter law.
Oh yeah.
Right.
that they're going to have
Right.
to follow.
Right.
Well, and then there goes that problem also, because I mean there's a lot of drug problems, and just like anybody, if you're in a house where meth is being cooked, that's going to affect children, but that's also going to
It's gonna
affect
your
animals.
pets. It's going to
Yeah.
affect your
I
pets.
mean, it's going to
too.
affect anybody that's inhaling that, and that could be a reason for the aggression.
Yeah.
But again, you don't know what's going on. Dogs can't tell you, "Hey, I'm not feeling so hot."
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You just have to do.
I
your
guess we
best.
need to get Elon Musk on that dog translator.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing everything else. Like, why don't you just come up with that dog
Come
collar?
up with that. They'll tell you
You know,
exactly.
You're
That
already
would-
creating those AI robots, you
Yeah.
know,
That would help us out a lot.
a lot.
a whole lot.
Well, actually, I don't know.
Boy,
if I
then
want
we
dogs
got-
to
then
tell
we-
the stories.
That might not
That
be
might
good.
not be good for everybody.
Then we'd have to start putting dogs on the witness stand, narking out their owners.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was
Look, I
there.
saw him at the house.
He was not home at 9 p.m. because I had to walk and I peed everywhere.
I was wanting to go outside really bad.
Yeah, and it just
It was,
wasn't
it was
working.
past my dinner time. I was hungry.
Yeah, so I ate the
There
trash.
was
You know, I
nobody
mean, there's
here.
so-
Maybe scrap that one.
yeah, maybe, but there's so many issues that pop up, and the most recent one was that, and then followed with that is when with road conditions,
Yes.
icy roads, when the snow hit, ice happens, and I want to first and foremost say that to all the men and women,
Thank you
TDOT,
all
that
so
goes out
much.
there and does the icing and the scraping of the roads, and even after hours when they could be home with their families and going sledding and stuff.
Yes.
I want to give a big thank you to you guys for going out there
Absolutely.
and taking that time. But, you know, some people brought up to my attention, they're like, you know, who do we talk to about getting our back roads salted? Because there's some roads that get salted that they don't feel that should be, because there's only like 2 or 3 houses or so. But is that a you thing, or who is that?
No, I would love to inform the public. They come in and they tell me, man, of course I pass that information on. We work together good far as that part of it, but I'll have a lot of people come into my office and have road issues, and they think that the county executive has a lot to do that. That is actually our road superintendent.
Okay.
Mr. Levy Glenn.
Oh, God love him.
Yeah, Levy. And he's got a hard job. When these storms come in like this, I don't know exactly how many miles, but I think we're in control of about 900 miles of road in Warren County.
Okay.
And I could be off on that just a little bit, but
Have Levy in here. He'll talk his
he'll
head off.
he'll tell you exactly, because he knows he has to travel. But that's a lot for him to cover, the whole county, because it's actually a big county when you take going from Rock Island to Morrison.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And you're talking about several miles through there, but it is the road superintendent's job to figure out which road gets salted, when they get plowed, and all that. And I do know those boys were out till 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's
actually
so sad.
working.
But again, it had to be done.
It had to be done.
Because as the snow melts, it turns to ice.
Yeah.
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 So, and again, the T-shirt's coming. Salt in the back, plow in the front.
Yeah.
Thank
that's
you,
exactly-
T-Dot.
Yeah,
That's what I want the shirt to say.
It's like, yeah, that's good.
And then raise money selling those shirts and give it to the families.
You
Like,
give it to families.
thank you
yeah.
for,
Thank you for what you do. Yeah.
Again, you heard it here. So if somebody copies that,
Yeah, it's your
it's
copyright.
my copyright.
Yeah, you got it.
but no, a lot of the things, essentially y'all are like the Google. Everybody will call y'all and be like, do you know what we can do? And you kind of just send them off. Right?
That's a lot of what the county executive's job is. It's to direct those people to who they need to get in contact, because, a lot of people don't understand that the highway superintendent's got total control over
right.
that.
And the other thing is I was going to talk to you about, but I can already say it, is like, we kind of tapped on it this week, was about, somebody made a comment about using Nolan Ming's salary to help build the new building for the police department.
Yes.
And I was like, guys, that is again, I want to have him on here so he can correct me if I'm wrong. Those are 2 different departments, 2 separate things.
2 separate things. Yes. I mean, that's, and people does have, the county's in control of the county.
Yeah.
And the city government's in control of the city. I don't know how many people I've had come and you need to do this in the city, or you need to do that. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to do anything, because that would be overstepping my powers. That would be like me saying I'm going to go to Nashville and fix something.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because I just can't do that.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand that. But maybe with your show here and getting things out, that we can
transparent.
educate
Yeah. And anytime you want to come on the show, and like, if there's another issue coming up, let the world know, or let the Warren Countyans know, because that's my thing, is transparency is parent. And I say this a lot when Brian and everybody through the whole year, if we know what is truly going on, because we're helping you. I'm just going to call it, I was lazy back, before I started the show. I was really lazy when I found out information. I would either hear it on chatter or social media, or what the news would say, right? Or read what the paper said.
And a lot of times, though, those people have good intentions, but they've not done any homework, because a lot of things happen and people don't understand these things behind the scenes. That's like, we've had a big deal about the animal control building.
Right.
That, it's not progressing on. Well, when we we were assuming that we would be able to contract this out without getting any engineer, because Mr. Harvey, I want to put a shout out to him for donating the walls.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
Yes.
And of course, he put the total outside walls up, and then the inside walls were coming in later, which it made it look like there wasn't anything going on, but they was actually working inside. And
that brings me another question.
The comptroller, which that's what I have to follow. When the comptroller comes in and tells me I have to do anything, that's what I do to make sure we spend the money correctly.
Right.
He said, you're going to have to go get an architect. Well, that took us about a month to line up an architect, because we have to put that out for bids. That's something that people probably don't understand. If you get ready to build at your house, you go out and find a contractor.
Yes.
And if he's ready to go, you go over here and you go to Supreme, Lowe's, wherever you want to
You
go.
get 3 to 5. It's like normally 3 to 5 quotes from people, and then you pick the one.
Yeah, and you can go on, but the county has to put that out to bid for the public for 2 weeks. Then we've got to award that bid. We have to have a financial management meeting to award that bid after those bids have come in.
Yeah.
Then we've got to notify the contractor, which most of these contractors don't have the materials laying on their yard to
No.
actually do the work.
Yeah.
So they've got to turn around then, and they're not going to order them just because they bid on it, because they might not get it.
Right.
So then they've got to order the materials.
Right.
So we're talking about another 30 days.
Yes.
And I know, you know, it seems like government's just dragging around.
Government slow.
Slow.
Yeah.
But it's
It's
going
the
behind,
process.
behind the scenes. And then just in the plumbing situation, we awarded it to Warren Mechanical, but he had jobs that he had lined up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
previously.
ask you. That I text you about.
Yeah, and they called me this morning,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, and they said, quick as this weather breaks, that they're going to work over there in about a week.
Perfect.
They'll get the plumbing in, and then we'll be able to put the concrete, which will be Grissom Underground, will be
Yeah.
pouring the concrete. We'll be able to put them to work.
Okay.
But all these steps have to be taken.
Yeah.
And it's a lot different than you building on your
Right.
own.
And that's what when I was asking you that question, I said, me and my husband are building a house right now, which Chris is the general contractor.
Yes.
And so when we lost for example, the guy that was supposed to do our electrical,
Yes.
he backed out.
Yeah.
So Chris goes, oh crap, here we go. We got to get
Got to get somebody
some more
lined up.
quotes. Yeah, we got to see.
yeah.
He was like, well, let me put out feelers to 3
Yeah.
people to get their quotes and then go from there. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, well, how long is that going to take? You know,
Yeah.
we had to wait just like with the plumbing, what y'all were talking, what the question I was asking you about with the animal shelter, we got the plumbing done on our end, but then it has to be inspected.
Yes.
And then then the inspector can't just be like, hey, Inspector Terry,
Yeah.
can you come and check out the plumbing
Yeah.
for me?
You
Well,
bet.
sure can. I got nothing on my plate.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm not doing-
No, you
It
have to
took-
set that
you
up.
have to set that up. And it took
So.
him about 2 or 3 months to come look at that.
Yeah.
And then once that got looked at, then we had to get the next quote for
Yeah.
the next, it's
Next.
a whole process. And if you know nothing about, and there's nothing wrong with you not knowing about how the processes and
Yes.
procedures goes, but that's why you can call people like us. You call people like Terry Bell, and they will tell you and break it down so you know. And it's not like they're going to tell you these big words.
Yeah.
They're going to
it's-
simplify everything, just like me.
And yeah, because I mean, we're following state regulations that we're
Right.
under. I mean, everybody thinks because you're elected office, you don't have yes, we have a boss. I have the voters that I have to answer to, and I have the state that I have to answer to. And there's just some things you can't do that people think, well, I do that all the time. Well, no, there's laws in place to
Yeah.
protect the taxpayer money that comes in.
Right.
And we have to follow those procedures to spend your taxpayer dollars. I've had it, they put it on Facebook, the funding's been pulled. That is not true. When that money was appropriated, that money is sitting in an account, and we spent very little of that money so far. Now, when we do the plumbing and the concrete, we're dipping into that money to complete the
Right.
project, and then we will put out the bid shortly, somebody to put the roof on it. Then we've got TCAT lined up to actually to finish the inside.
Oh, wow.
Which will save that.
Keep it
because-
local.
Yes, because we're trying to build a huge building. Right now, another county's building a animal shelter, the similar size to ours, and it's going to be about $2.4 million.
Wow.
We are looking to try to build this for about $400,000.
That's great because we
And-
did everything at home.
Because we're pulling it, well, Stacy's wall donation was huge.
Okay.
Warrior precast
Okay.
superior walls, that was huge.
Yeah.
And we're trying to pull this back in and do a lot of this stuff ourselves. And with TCAT willing to do all our electrical and all our finishing inside,
Yeah.
that's going to be huge. And we will have, they've got a licensed person that can do the building that's over that class.
Yeah.
They will, and they're super excited
They
because
should be.
they get to they will be able to go to the classroom, talk about this, drive right down the road and actually implement how you actually build those things.
And I think
Which-
this is neat because, in high school, and I don't know if they still do it now, but there was always a class over in the back area next to the field.
The TNI.
Yeah, thank you.
TNI, yes.
That they would build. Do they still do that?
Yeah, they still
build
do
the
it some.
buildings.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
they're actually doing a house or I know they have built classrooms
Yeah.
for the schools, and I know they have built houses and
Okay.
actually auction
Because I
those
just
off.
think, I am not it's hard for me to read, so I can't just read a book and then pick up that knowledge. I am a hands-on learner, a visual learner. So I have to put my hands you know, where
And
to go.
That's what
And
we'll
that's
be
what they
doing.
do,
That's
yeah.
what we'll be doing. They have already went, I know some people right down below the jail have seen the big gray barn.
Yeah.
That's actually part of a grant that our sheriff, Jackie Matheny, has got to put in carpentry construction for our inmates. And I told him about the electrician, the licensed electrician at TCAT, and he got them to come over there and actually wire that building.
Oh my gosh.
So we're just trying to work together. And
Yeah.
he's also got another grant coming up, the old block building. The state has been gracious enough to give us a grant to turn that into a mechanics training for the inmates. So, and they're going to try to do a lot of the construction part on that building to get it ready to where they can service vehicles, learn how to put tires on, change oil, actually 4 county departments or whatever.
And
right
giving
there.
them, and by doing programs like this, it's giving people another option besides drugs and those bad things that you have, you know. And if you want us to make changes for the homeless or for people that are behind bars, you have to give them an opportunity to thrive, and showing them how to fix something, build something, to be a part of something. And then when they
Yes.
leave, when they finish their time in jail, they can go do this. They're like, you know what? I had hands on at TCAT instructor help, and then we can all help.
We can all help on that. And we've even got some more plans. We're looking, of course, we're building the new health department over
Right.
in JCPenney's. That construction
Yeah.
will start probably, that's another thing. We're having trouble with, the architects are just so covered up nowadays.
Yeah.
Drawing that when you get ready to get drawings done, it just takes forever. And we're supposed to have those. They keep telling me, they told me before Christmas, told me before Thanksgiving, then it's for Christmas. Now it's the 1st of February. But believe me, folks, we're going to get it done. And we'd rather take time and get it done right than rush into something and do it wrong. But we have plans for the old health department to try to develop a program to where we can take those people that are learning those skill sets, bring them there, and maybe put them in a work release program if we can get our judges to sign on to it. To where 90 days or 60 days before they get out of jail, they would move in this facility, do extreme testing. And this is just kind of thought process between me and the sheriff. And we've mentioned it to the judges, and we hope they'll get on board with it. And that would give those people a chance, because we actually have a problem that I never thought about until I actually run for office.
Yeah.
And I run into a woman been in jail a long time, several times. And she asked me what we was going to do for the inmates. And I wanted to tell her just stay out of jail, you know,
Yeah.
because that's what we
At
all
the
want.
time, just stay out of
But
jail.
I just listened to her and I said, what do we need to do? She said, well, you have a problem. Said, if I get arrested for drugs, and I've been arrested multiple times,
Yeah.
and you put me in jail for a year, I served my year. They walk back in the jail and they say, guess what today is? Today's your day to get out. So they pick you up to jail, walk you to the gate, and they say, all right, you're free. She says, I have nobody to call because my family, it's my, and she told me, she said, it's my fault. Said, I'm not blaming nobody or anything, but said, it's my fault that I got in situations I got in. But she said, I have no family or friends that'll come pick me up. She said, the people that do sell the drugs or whatever are the only people that'll come pick me up. I can call them. They'll say, sure,
Yeah.
you can stay at my place, you know, because she said, I have no money. So our thought process is, if we can get those a job, work with some of our employers that will work these people, let them put that money in account, pay a little for the program that we've got. When they get out of jail, maybe they've got enough money to put them up in a hotel or a apartment
I got you.
and get started back. Because basically, when you study back, they're starting over when they come out of that jail.
That's true.
And it's hard for them to break that cycle without money.
Yeah.
And, you know, and they've got to, you know, if they have to go to jail, I mean, if they have to, after they get out of jail, if they have to go to work in the morning, they've got a purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
And then maybe if anybody that's listening, is one thing I haven't heard mentioned is maybe when this program gets, you know, started and things, maybe there's somebody out there that can create maybe temporary homing.
Yes.
You know, like facilities, whether that's, you know, use your land and put some campers on the property to have like a special spot. Oh, my brother's here. But, you know, something like that, you know, I know like with families in crisis, if it is not a domestic situation, there is some money on the home front
Yeah.
for homeless that they can like put them in a hospital or a hotel.
Hotel.
And then, you know, you got Sheila and them that work for
work good
work
with
for
those.
home, and you know, and that maybe getting together something like that
Yeah.
where there's facility, because all these programs Terry's talking about, all these programs that are here locally, they're not doing handouts. These are all hand ups is what I call them.
Yes.
Because that's what we don't want them to go back into the system or back to where they go. And that woman's story is
Yeah.
probably that hits home for a lot of people.
It does. It does. It's a lot of our problem with the people we've actually got in jail.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
And you can't stop it.
You can't stop it
unless
if you don't break
find-
that cycle.
Yeah.
And to me, the key to that is getting them a job. Because I mean, everything revolves around that, you being able to fund your daily, I mean, it doesn't matter who we are. You probably don't realize it, but it takes money for you to eat every day.
Yeah.
It takes money for you to stay in a nice warm
Yeah.
house or, you know, or wherever you're staying.
Yeah.
So that all boils back down to, you got to have that responsibility
Yeah.
to hold down the job.
And then
actually
maybe
go to
when
work.
you get that facility, you know, with the health department, maybe there's someone out there that knows a good banker or financial person.
Yes,
that
that
can
would be-
start helping them do their bookkeeping.
I
and
think that
stuff.
would be part of the program. We would have
Yeah.
to have a financial counselor to help them manage this money. So we just don't, well, you know, I've got several
I
$1,000s.
have this money jar.
Yeah.
What do I do with
Yeah.
it, Mr. Terry?
It just,
You know?
I can't just go out and blow it all,
No,
you know, because
no.
I'm going to have rent due next month
Right.
and trying to break the cycle for these people.
Yeah,
because
it's
it
all
is-
about that.
It is depressing for the, you know, us just to keep having those high numbers at the
Mhm.
jail. And we want to try to correct those problems.
And when we do that, it will solve
It just helps our
solve one
community.
problem at a time, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But with that said, it has been a great chat with you, because I know that I do want to do a shout out because I know you're going over there.
Yes.
A shout out to Main Street Media.
Shout out to Miss Becky, his wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Shout out to Becky for putting up with this in the
Yeah.
county.
She
I want-
is putting up with a lot. My family helps me a lot. I
Besides
really appreciate it.
she helps out with the Warren County Fair,
Yes.
everything.
As a matter of fact, I'll just give them a little plug. They
Yeah.
are actually the convention started today.
That's
in
right.
Murfreesboro.
And tomorrow's the award ceremony,
That's where
right?
she's at.
Aw.
And there'll be a beauty pageant with our winner, Miss Cummings.
I think that's right. Yes.
As she will be in the pageant tonight, so we want to wish her good luck.
Good luck.
And then they will be the award ceremony that I'll be attending tomorrow night.
Okay.
And
Good looking.
happy birthday to Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler had a birthday yesterday.
Oh my
I had one
gosh.
Monday. My mom had one Wednesday, and Tyler's got one. We had one yesterday.
Y'all
Well,
planned
happy
that.
birthday.
Y'all all planned
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we all planned that.
I love it. But what I was saying is, shout out to our sisters and misters from another mother and brother and all that. Main Street Media is having their red ribbon cutting today at 11:30, which is here in about 15 minutes. And so if you have not made your way over there, again, to see what Chad and Scott and now Mark is doing for all the radio stations here and in Sparta and in Crossville, you definitely need to go check that out today and encourage them to keep doing what they're doing.
Well, Kelly, I think I'm going to go over and see him.
Okay, awesome.
You know, we're a member of the chamber,
We
so
are.
welcome to Main Street Media to
Yes.
being a member of the chamber, and that's exciting. This is such a synergistic type of field that they're getting
Yes.
into. I know they specialize in radio,
They do.
and maybe they can do some remote feeds with us when we go places.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
It's all about
All right.
working together
Working
here.
together, it is.
Transparency and working together. Those are the big ones. But with that, we will be right back. I'm going to let Terry go do his thing. And thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on my
Thank you
show.
for having me.
He is such a good friend. And I did want to tap on too, but I forgot how to ask it now. But before you became the county executive and the nursery and stuff, you were in finances
Yeah.
for the longest time, right? Financial stuff, right?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, is it my county commissioner role?
Yes.
Yes, I was.
Which he's
yes.
phenomenal with
Yeah.
numbers. I just want to say you're so
Thank you.
much better than me. But with that said, keep it here and let's get a word from our sponsors.
Transform your home? Head over
Alright,
here to
thank
Roland
you.
Renovations at North Chancery Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower system systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday, and Saturday we are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
To start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me, Duke?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now.
Hear me?
Yep.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear
Why
me?
can't I hear you?
Microphone is on.
Let
Mic
me
is.
see. Edit mic settings.
You can hear him online.
You can?
Hang on. Say something else, Duke.
Hello.
Yeah, you can hear him online.
Okay.
Okay.
I just can't hear you because you're in my. Okay. Well, welcome back to Word First, whatever. 931. I am your host of the show, Kelly Walker Slaughter, and I have
Hi, it's Melody Krim again.
Melody Crim's with me, and we are celebrating our 1 year celebration. And to do that, which you're gonna have to pull that back up for me
that's
so
right.
I
'Cause
can
we
hear 'em.
can't hear Duke.
It's okay. We're just gonna hear echoes. So. Oh. Okay.
A little.
Okay, so
Okay,
maybe
wait,
that's not going
delay.
to work. I don't know.
I
Why
don't know.
can we not hear him?
Because of
I don't
this.
know.
Hold on. Dude, talk.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
can't hear.
It looks like that your mom says, OMG.
I just unplugged my thing too.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how I'm going to hear him.
I don't know either.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me? All this work for this? Oh,
Because that's not going to work.
well. So this is live, everybody.
No,
as
I
you
know
can
what it
tell.
was.
What?
Hold on. Hold on. I know what it
Okay.
was.
Okay. All right.
I
As
had
always.
that one thing muted. Where it was like
Ah.
the third. Okay. Now talk.
Now can you hear me?
Dang it.
Can you hear me?
No.
No.
You know, I bet if like Jonathan Womack was here, he'd be like,
Figure it out in
Kelly.
a second. Yeah.
Click.
That's our next guest.
Yeah,
You see something on my end? No audio.
Why can't I hear him?
Connect external mic. iPhone
Audio?
microphone.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, it's reading out on my end. I don't know why.
Guest can see viewers and comments. Can stream their
You
own.
can hear me.
Duke, I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
He said, what? I don't think he can hear us either.
No, I can hear you guys fine.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, you can hear me.
Oh.
How about we just do it this way?
Oh.
You just ask questions.
Oh, I just figured it out. No,
He's shaking his head.
I just figured it out.
How'd you figure it out?
I had my computer muted.
Oh.
Oh, Kelly.
Imagine that.
dadgummit.
Imagine that. But with that said, I have my brother, literally from another mother, who was on the show with me for God, how many years? 10 years at least?
No, it was longer than that. It was like 40.
40. It felt like 40, right? But Duke Rice is on the phone with us, and I am so ecstatic that he got to come with us. Now, he is reporting to us live in Cookeville or Sparta?
Cookeville.
Cookeville today. And tell again, everybody, one thing that people miss about our show, is when he left. So, but yeah, everybody misses you here in Warren County. And that's why I wanted him to come on the show to talk about what he's doing, because he's doing a lot of cool things right now.
I thought he was going to be here. So I'm a little bummed, but whatever.
I'm sorry. We're going to do it this way. I'm going to make us bigger so everybody can see us better. Here, Melody, get in. Get in. Can you get in? But with that said, Duke, tell everybody first and foremost what the heck you are doing.
Whatever they tell them not to.
So, just to let everybody know, I'm over here working in radio in Cookeville at Cookeville Communications. That includes radio stations, 98.5 KISS FM, which I do afternoons 3 to 7 every Monday through Friday. 94.7 The Country Giant, which I'm on Saturdays 9 to 3ish, somewhere around there. And then WHEB AM and also 106.1 The Eagle as well. So, which that'll be another station that I'll be on doing weekends on in the near future. So So anyway, doing a lot of different stuff. I'm the program manager for WHEB, which is our news talk station, and helping out doing some things on some of the other stations as well. So, just being a kind of the Swiss Army knife of what needs to be done here and helping out the best that I can. It was really cool back, which just to give everybody some good news today, we closed on our house in Dothan, Alabama, so we're no longer at a house.
Yay!
We don't
Long
live in
time
Dothan,
coming.
Alabama. So, we've only been here for 4 months, so it took 4 months to sell that house, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but with all that said, when we were looking to come back here, one of the first phone calls I made, there was a couple of calls I was going to make, and I was just like, I don't really want to make those calls. And the one call that I did make was to the general manager here and said, hey, listen, here's the situation. We're going to be coming back sometime in September.
Yeah.
And, didn't know if you guys had anything open or not. And it all just worked out to where, I'm part of the family now, and we're all having a good time up here, and it's a laugh riot, as if anybody knows that's ever got to work with Kelly or I. We always try to make it as fun, and that's what it is here. It's a lot of fun. And I just want to say congratulations on your 1 year. A year ago when you talked about doing this, and and maybe some people might have been skeptical of what you were trying to pull off, but I really felt like when we talked that this would be a big thing, and never telling you how to do it or anything like that, but just to say that anytime there's in our radio backgrounds, we're always very community oriented. And so it's like anything that is missing in the community that can be a part of that is always a good thing. And so I really knew that you would have to go through some tweaks and some turns and things like that. And you've done that to improve each step of the way. And you've done a magnificent job. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, Duke has always been one of my hugest supporters. On and off the air, honestly, if I ever have a question about anything that goes on, or he's also helped me, like I've called him when I have been upset and I'm just like, dude, he's like, and he'll give me my pep talk. He'll be like, slap me silly and be like, suck it up, Buttercup. And I did the same thing to him, when I found out he was moving and all that stuff. And, and I cherish me and Duke's friendship, because even after the radio, a lot of people were like, well, you don't talk to him anymore because he's in Alabama, right? You're in Dothan, Alabama. I was like, no. Me and Duke, that was one relationship I wanted to harness, because we do have a brother sister chemistry.
Absolutely.
And I consider him my family. And I mean, when we had New Year's Eve, he came down, like we still hang out, we still socialize. And I just think it's phenomenal that he's still doing what he loves to do, and I'm doing what I love to do. And, one thing I tell him, I'm like, I hope you enjoy rejoining that Cookeville Radio Mafia. Shout out to all of them. And but again, like he said, radio is a community oriented family. You are fine. And for him to be a part, he is, and he still is a part of what I am today, because I would not have known anything radio without you. Because I mean, you started radio at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you again? 19?
I started when me and Marconi were roommates. Marconi was the one who invented radio. And so that's when I started, when radio was first invented. And
you weren't that old. Stop it.
I started when I was in high school. I was probably 17. And so my senior year in high school, I was a car hop at Sonic. Shout out to Steve and the gang down there at Sonic. Yeah. Of course, I didn't work for Steve back then. Steve was probably a young man as well.
For Steve, I don't know if you would have left, because he's so good.
And so anyway, I was a car hop of all things. I wasn't even a cook. I was a car hop. They were doing this thing where they were doing male car hops, and
because you were a fox. Come on now.
Yeah, right. And so, the previous year, I'd applied for the job at the radio station there locally at WSMT AM FM. And my car had broken down on the way home from football practice one day. And so I was like, well, I'll go inside and apply for a job. So went in, and then a year later, who's a buddy of mine now, called me and he said, hey, would you like to work in radio? I was like, sure.
Yeah.
And he would work around my Sonic schedule and that type of stuff. But I really wanted to pursue that because I was really passionate about it. I really enjoyed figuring out how to communicate with people in between songs and talk about things. And it was really neat experience. And so, you know, I got into it and hit it off. And, you know, throughout the years of trying to develop a personality and
You already
and
had
that was
one.
one
Shut
thing
up.
is like it's like, you know, when we talked about bringing in somebody for, at the time I wasn't doing mornings, but we were talking about doing a morning show team, and I said, you know, who would be really good would be Kelly Walker. At the time you weren't married.
No.
And it's like Kelly Walker would be really good because she has an entertainer mentality.
Yeah.
In the fact of that she gets up on stage, she's not afraid to talk in front of people, she's not afraid to let you know what's on her mind and those type of things. And I said she would be really good if we could kind of bring her in and kind of teach her, you know, what it is we need out of her in radio. I think that would be good. Unfortunately, we stuck you with a moron at the time, and you know, and
His
so,
name will not be discussed.
yeah, his name won't be discussed. So, but then it was like, you know, after he was gone, it was kind of like, okay, Duke, we need you to go in there with Kelly. And
Which was,
I was like,
temporary.
listen, yeah, it was temporary. It's like the general manager at the time said, give me 6 months and I'll find somebody. And it was like 16 years. And so, but I mean, you know, our chemistry hit it off. And I knew, you know, it's like I was telling somebody the other day, we were talking about it, and here in Cookeville, that is just like, you know, that me and you had a really good chemistry, to the point where, you know, people were wondering, you know, if we had something going on outside of the radio station, like they thought I was Chris and that you were Tara, you know, and that was the thing. And it was just so funny. And I told the story about the Main Street, the Main Street line where you announced that you were pregnant with Walker. And then I get home and Tara's like, do you have something to tell me? I was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. And, you know, Tara's Aunt Grace was out there and said, you know, she goes home and calls Tara's mom and says, they're having a baby. And it's like, no, I don't think. And so Tara's mom calls, hey, are you guys pregnant? No, not that I know of, you know. And so you know, it was just kind of funny that was the thing. And then even us, you know, sitting at Sonic one day eating lunch, and we're sitting there talking, and some guy goes, hey, aren't you Duke and Kelly on 105.3 Wild Country? You know, that people could just pick up that we had a natural rapport, whether we were on the air or off the air, either one. And so it was always cool.
Yeah, I always love that when people come up to us, even not just Sonic, but the other times, and they're like, you talk exactly like you do on the radio. And to me, I'm like, am I supposed to talk different? Like, and Duke's like, no, we need to be ourselves because, you know, he is just as much as community oriented as I am. Wherever he has been placed, whether it was Dothan, here in McMinnville, and now in Cookeville, that is one thing that shines about both of us, I feel like, is how community based we are. Because that's why, you know, they hired you at Dothan, is they're like, we need to be more community oriented. And you're like, I know exactly what to do. Let's go. You know, and that's the thing. It's never been about the pay for neither of us. It's always been about supporting the community, making it transparent for the community and for the community to thrive. Those three things, you know,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is that, you know, going down to Dothan, you know, in the small time that I was there, a little over 2.5 years, we took that station from where it was to, you know, having the #1 morning show in the market, which hadn't been done in like 15 years. And it'd been a while since they were #1. So, you know, I was proud of that accomplishment of leaving out on top
Yeah.
And, and so, and that's what, and the thing about it is the guys here know that that's what I bring to the table as well is that they know that where I go, I have success, and we're going to have success here as well. So, like I was told, I was told by my bosses that he said, we cannot have this guy working for anybody else but us.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that coming from somebody like him who's also done it all everywhere.
Yeah.
As well. And so that means a lot coming from him. And so I tell people I don't have much of an ego, but when it comes to those type of things, it strokes the ego pretty well. So
exactly.
I'll take it.
Deflate that head just a little bit, brother.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but still, at the end of the day, we have so many humble upbringings, and and that's why I loved our show, the Duke and Kelly show, and I miss it every day. Hey guys, don't give me. I wish we could just have a time portal and just can we have one more day of just, because even I think in I want to say the pro on when COVID hit, Wow Country took it to the next level. We're like, what can we do? And I really enjoyed where people could see not just our banter on air, but also off air, which is similar to what we're doing now,
right.
And I feel like the reason, I know what I'm doing is because of what happened during COVID as well. So, and I want everybody to know that Duke is thriving, because everybody asks me, what is Duke up to? And I'm like, well, he lives in Sparta. His wife and children are back. He works in Cookeville. Well, why don't he come here? And I'm like, well, he's got a great job offer. And it's really like that's where you started, and now you're back, right?
Yeah. I worked here in the mid 90s.
Okay.
Here during the Clear Channel days.
Yeah.
And so this was really even though McMinnville's always going to be a second home, this was really going back home.
Yeah.
This is where I kind of really learned my trade in radio from a lot of great people. And a lot of great people still work up here that I worked with before. And so I felt like this was the place I wanted to be. Everybody talks about the Country Giant, 98.5 KISS FM.
Right. Even down here.
We had stations in Dothan, a top 40 station and a country station. And of course I programmed the country station, and that was the station that it was my Country Giant.
Yeah.
And so, to be able to come back kind of home and be back here and to work in this building again, was where I wanted to be, and it worked out.
Right?
Worked out.
Before I want to if anybody, I also want to say I listened to Duke back when I was in college, and just to put a time frame on your age.
Thanks.
And when I met Duke, I was the first time I met him, when Brian Kelly and him were in the office, I even said, did you do stuff on Cookeville radio station? And he goes, yes, I did. I go, well, I remember listening to you. and to put, it's so weird how radio has changed, but to put a face, it's not just a voice you hear now with all the technology we have. Now that you can put a face with the voice, I know how people feel because I had that experience when I met you. I was like, oh my God, this is too gross, and, but no, the experience, once you get, and Duke will tell you this, once you get bit by the radio bug or the podcast bug or whatever you want to call it, it's it's a high. It's better than any drug. I will say that it's better than any, because not only is it a positive thing that you can do for your community, but it's also a community of people that can help you because of all the endless connections that radio people have. It's endless.
Yes.
It's endless. But before I let you go, can you tell people, I want you to tell people like how they can hear you. Is there apps, websites? You know, how can
Yeah, like I said, to go over it again, Monday through Friday, 3 to 7, I'm on 90.5 KISS FM, and you can download the apps anywhere that you get your apps. There's App Store, Google, Apple, all that. Same thing for the Country Giant, 9 to 3 Saturdays, most Saturdays, unless there's something special going on. And same thing with that there as well. And like I said, 106.1 The Eagle, probably the best way to hear that in McMinnville. I think it gets into McMinnville, but it's kind of on the outer stretches of that. But it's more of a base of a 70s, 80s, 90s radio station, which plays a lot of great classic hits. That's really cool. As a matter of fact, I'm listening to it right now in my office, listening to Don Henley and the Boys of Summer. Oh, yes. So again, you can download that app. As a matter of fact, I was told to listen to that station as I was heading back in from Alabama when the day we left Alabama, heading in from Huntsville. So got to listen to that. So yeah, those are the best ways to hear me. Anytime anybody's got an itch that want to listen to the old Dukester back in the day, and so I appreciate the time today, Kelly. Congratulations again. Happy
Thank you for coming. Yes.
Yeah.
And again, if y'all want to know anything and everything going on with Duke, all you got to do is ask, and I'll find out. How are you doing today? Doing good?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I guess let's hit on my health.
I didn't know. Right? I was going to let you decide because I know.
Because I get people who see me on Facebook.
Before Duke gets into that, I've got to scoot. I've overdone my foot.
Right.
I'm hurting. No, it's okay. I'm just hurting pretty bad, so I'm gonna go climb back in the bed where I belong.
Oh,
I know. I hate to dump the party, huh?
Nothing wrong with that.
I know.
He gets it.
So it may be a pain pill day. We'll find out.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go.
Oh, I love
Kelly,
you.
I love you. Y'all have fun, Duke. It was good seeing you, even if it wasn't in person.
It was in person.
It's not in person.
All you got to do is touch his face. Touch his face.
Thanks.
So,
I'm itching right here.
Scratch the bit. Now,
That's right.
When Duke has come to town a couple times, I've posted pictures when we hang out, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, what is wrong with you?"
Yeah,
and
I've had family members. I've had distant cousins and stuff who've seen some of this stuff and were like, what's going on? And so they're like, you've lost a ton of weight, and I have. I probably lost way over 100 pounds. They think we'll know more in March with some testing, but they think that I've got what's called diabetic neuropathy, which I was type 2 diabetic diagnosed in Dothan. And this amyopathy that they're saying I have is a condition to where the diabetes attacks your lower back and your nerves and your legs, and you kind of waste away, and you lose weight and you lose muscle mass and all these different things. I know it sounds bad, but it's not life threatening. It's just a pain in the hind end. And it's a lot of pain, and so
he gets it.
Yeah, so I get it. So I've been dealing with that. I'm in a wheelchair. For those that may or may not know, I'm in a wheelchair. I can't walk. I'm in physical therapy a couple of times a week. They're trying to build back my legs and get me back up and going. And they said that it's going to take time. So that's the thing. So kind of going through that, and but that doesn't stop me from going out and going to work or any of those type of things. And so my last doctor's visit, they ran some blood work and those type of things, and my A1C was below 7. It was like 5.8, and my labs all came back great. They were like, your cholesterol, we're not too concerned about it. We like it to be 100. Yours was 102. So it's like it was fine. So that's the thing. It's just and I get what Melanie's saying about being in pain. When Kelly brought me on the show, I'm sitting here in my office with my legs stretched out as well. So it's it just takes time for the nerves to regenerate in my leg. And they said that'd be the biggest thing is between strengthening my legs and the nerves regenerating in my legs would be the best.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like I always say, you know, you're always in my prayers, and this too shall pass, as well as suck it up, Buttercup. Hey, rest in peace, John Upchurch, because that's what he would tell us.
Oh yeah, it was his birthday the other day.
Yeah, and but no, I appreciate you coming on the show and taking time to come on and just to tell everybody your story, you know, because everybody wants to know, and I just don't think it's fair sometimes to tell you know, I'd rather the horse's mouth,
Right.
you know, tell the story, but get back to work because I know they're probably like, okay, you're not getting paid. Oh, good.
Except for Ray. She's in here about to aggravate me about something, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, she's just trying to recycle. She's recycling right now, but she's about to head in here to aggravate me about something.
Okay. Well, you tell everybody they better take care of you, or I'm going to come down there and whoop some
Oh,
butt.
they took real good care of me down here. They're fantastic this bunch.
Yeah. And go Lions.
Yes. Lions.
I see you have your Lions and your, is that UT Vols you got on your
Yes. See, now Freaky Dave here gives me crap. He's like, why don't you keep it the same state, pal? And, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. So, you know, I'm trying to balance out between being a Vols fan and a Lions fan. So, go Lions this Saturday night.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Take care, buddy.
All right.
Love you.
girl. Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, we will be right back on the show. We're going to have a special in-studio guest with us. We are going to have our very own community TVTN, Jonathan Womack, come in and talk to us because he was also a huge part of Orrin First 9-1 and everything that it offers too. But right now, a word from our sponsors.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Vision in 1964 to start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
What to eat? Have you tried Cumberland Biscuit Company or Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli? Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops Frozen Treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger for lunch or dinner. Get the experience of going out of town right here in McMinnville, down on Main. Follow Tops and Cumberland Biscuit Company on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Transform your home? Head over here to Roland Renovations at North Chancery Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday and Saturday. We are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
All right. With me now from Community TV TN on his lunch break, by the way, is my good friend Jonathan Womack. Hello. He has been watching the show off and on a little bit this morning. And so far, because he's the one that's been kind of helping me videography. Is that what you would
Just-
call it?
just a
Video
little bit
help.
behind the scenes, yeah.
And he is also a huge part of the show, meaning that intro and outro y'all see, he put that together. He is phenomenal at coming up with commercials, spots. He is phenomenal coming up with interviews with the community, because community TV 10 is what it is. It's all about the community. And is it all or most of the videos that he records does also get on Ben Lomond as well, right?
That's right. That's right. So I appreciate you being kind to me.
Yes.
But Kelly, the reason I like working with Kelly is because she is so creative, and believe me, she is a designer on her own. But really, that's what Community Network Productions, Community TVTN is about. Well over 20 years ago, we put together the production company after, just like you, I had a start in radio, and I loved being able to communicate with the public, help the public in a different way that a lot of people can't. I had been videoing and doing weddings and stuff since I was honestly